Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.
Baby, tap in. Tap in.
Tap in. Ticka, tap in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mother Friday has finally arrived. We made it to
the
weekend. We are here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, guess who's back in the building? Whenever one of our teammates misses a show, I always go like, "Did I offend that person?" I start reaching out. I start hitting Jay Black, Jay Blizzy. What is the problem? We didn't have Shawnee Scott yesterday. I said, I need her on the show. Did I say something to offend her? And he was like, nah, N-word. He called me the N-word. He was like, nah, N-word. No, she was just tired. She was doing a lot. She had a lot on her plate and everything like that. I said, that sounds suspicious. My insecurities kicked in. I was there. I had to fight my intuition to be like, call her and be like, Shawnee, you know I love you. Like, you know I love you.
I just be saying.
You know how much love I got for you. I don't know what I said. I don't know what I said, what I did. All I know is that I need you. And he was like, dog, stop. Just shut up. She's fine. She was just had a lot on her plate. She had to chill. And I was like, all right. So yesterday I was sitting there, talked to my mom. I was like, Mom, Jay Black said she was fine. And I was like, Mom, I think I should call her. She was like, Bobby, you can call her if you want to call her, but she seems like she's cool with you. Like, she seems like she's okay. And I was like, all right. She was like, all right. I was like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna I ain't even call Mo. The next resort was to call Mo and be like, Mo, what did I say? What was it that I said? Because I done ran off nurses. I done ran off good friends.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yo, I said, I can't do this. Like, at that point, I was in my mind. I was like, at that point, I'm the problem. Like, I'm the problem. Like,
at some point, we got.
At some point, I'm like, I'm the problem. I said, well, damn. And I was like, no, I'm not going to call Mo. I'm not going to get her kicked up. I'm not going to get anybody kicked up. And I was like, I'm just going to hold my breath. I'm going to hold my breath. I was like, and just hope everything's all good. Then we came here. And then for those who don't know, when we do this, you have to send a link to everybody, right?
Yeah.
It's all coming together now.
So you got to send a link. And I was like, I ain't get the link. So everybody gets a link and I ain't get the link. And I was like, and when you text message, there's the bad thing about doing a text. A text can't show how humble you are. Like, there's no humble emoji, right? So when you send a text, you like I sent a text like, yo, I ain't get the link. In reality, I was like, yo.
How did I?
I ain't get the link. So I had to call Jay Black. And Jay Black was like, he was like, yo, you didn't. And this mother is laughing like you did. I'm like, it's not funny. It's not funny.
Oh, you didn't get. You're not on that email chain.
You're not on that email chain.
Like, you sure not on there? I was like, what's going on?
Oh man.
So anyway, Shawnee Scott's back in the building. Thank God. Jesus, my God.
Good morning, Kathy.
What
Ashley.
up? Good morning,
Shawn
Ashley.
Robinson.
Good morning, Shawn.
Good morning,
And
Shawn.
Afro Queen.
Yes.
And the other thing I want to say is like, dang, first step is admitting. Yeah. The other thing, you know what the worst part about being sober is that you can't blame nothing on alcohol. I was like, whatever I said, whatever I did, I was absolutely sober. I was like, Jesus. I said a little prayer. All right, so it worked out. So, Shawnee, how are you and what happened yesterday?
I'm good today. When I woke up, because, I get up at 4. But we've been, you got a show next Saturday. Mm-hmm. And we've been working with the production team on stuff with that. The girls got a bunch of stuff. And when I woke up yesterday, my body was like, Nah, lay that down. It was like, no. It was like, no. It didn't matter how much I tried. It was like, no. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a day.
Good. And that's good. That's good.
It was so bad. My kids were like, I woke them up so they could get ready for school. And they were like, Mommy, why you not on your show? And I said, Mommy just tired. So just wake me up at 7. I'll take y'all to school.
Right.
And they came back, I guess it must have been right about 7. And the baby says, well, we called an Uber to take us to school. So you ain't got to get up and go to sleep. And take us, you could just stay here and sleep.
I would have applauded them kids.
I said, no, I'm gonna get up and take y'all to school. I'd be sicker if I let you get in an Uber and ride to school.
Wow.
That's good, but
I appreciate that, but I'm like, girl, no, I'll fall asleep driving you to school. That's too far. Well, down the street is too far because you don't know who they're getting in the car with.
Exactly. Shout out to Shelly. Good morning. So I'm just happy. I'm just happy that you are here. I'm just happy I ain't run nobody else off.
No,
so, just happy. I was like,
no, you don't do that. I mean, I think that you should be able to be you and say whatever. If you can't be you around me, it ain't no need for us to do this.
Thank you. I was thinking September 4th ain't gonna happen. I gotta call Rodney Perry. I said, the show's still gonna happen. I'm just not gonna be part of it. I'm not gonna be part of it.
You just won't get the link. Yeah.
Now it's a black party. I won't get the link.
No, but we're getting everything together for you. I've had to start traveling back and forth from Tyler to Dallas.
Right.
More too. So that's part of it. I gotta go back tomorrow. Matter of fact, we're gonna do some promoting around you.
All right, good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm super excited, like a little kid right now, about September 4th going down, Tyler, Texas. Majesty Events.net, and make sure you get them tickets. And Jay, you got to put that in my link tree because I don't know how to copy and paste whatever. Okay, Sexy Mo, how are you?
I'm doing. I think I'm feeling like Shawnee today.
Oh, wow.
On the inside, I may not look it on the outside, but on the inside, woo, baby.
Did you just compliment your outside?
No, I'm saying on the outside, you know.
You was like, I'm horrible on the inside, but bitch, on the outside, what?
I'm just saying I feel like I have a sparkling personality on the outside. I'm smiling, but on the inside, it's just like, oh.
What's wrong with you?
I'm tired. I've been running. I have this wedding this weekend, and I'm in overdrive, and so yeah, I'm just not getting enough sleep. Pretty much like Shawnee, Sometimes
that's not the wedding. That's not the wedding you're trying to hire.
Yes.
I thought that was in September.
No, it's Sunday. That's why I asked. I was like, get back to me.
Oh my God!
I said, is she working Sunday? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, damn, because she's super excited. Oh, damn. Wait, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
I didn't want to call her. I didn't want to call her before calling you.
Okay, no. So it's this Sunday.
It's this Sunday.
Oh, so I got to get Stacy to get her to I would have to get Stacy to get her to the place.
Yes.
Okay. I gotta
just talk to me. Okay.
All right.
Show, and we'll figure it out.
Mo hit me up on a text and was just like, listen, I need an assistant for whatever. And I knew Monty was going to be gassed to the higher levels of Earth. And she was like, what? Yes. And I told her, she was like, yeah, but I thought for some reason, I thought it was in September, but it's this Sunday.
No, it's Sunday.
So I screwed that up.
Yeah, all right, I was on site all day yesterday. So, and we have a nice little heat wave. I know y'all got one in Texas, and I know our heat wave don't compare to y'all's.
The heat wave that you guys are having on the East Coast. Yeah, it's like Texas hasn't had the 100 and 102 degrees weather yet. We haven't hit them 7 days of 100 degrees. So 95, 96 is still hot. So,
she came back.
What part of Philly?
So it's on the outskirts of Philly. It's like where Willow Grove is, up at the top. It's called Huntington Valley.
All right, so I'm gonna have to make sure you get in touch with
I'll give you the exact address.
I might have to come home tomorrow anyway. So I might I might have to
right back.
Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So okay, so cool. Jay Black.
Hey, Steph.
Good morning, Steph.
Okay, so hey Steph. So ladies,
Good morning, Shaquisa. Shaquisa came back, by the way. Shiny, he almost chased her off.
Because she's solid. That's why.
She said that she is solid.
Mike started going back and forth debating her, saying that she's wrong and she got her points and her thoughts and she was standing her ground. And I was, oh, well, it was nice having Wellness Wednesdays for the time we had it.
She's solid. Tough. Like, she's tough.
Yeah. And she said, I'm good. She said, I'm not going nowhere. I'm solid. I was like,
she called me the N-word 3 times in her head.
What? Oh, in her head.
In her head. She said, this little light-skinned N-word. I don't care if he Puerto Rican, this little N-word. I love it. I love it.
Good morning, action. Good morning, action. Yeah. Oh, it is Friday. Here we go. It's Friday.
What now? Let's say what now? All right. Mo and Shawnee Scott.
Yes.
I need your attention right now. Because I need I got this from Jonesy, Miss Jones. I need a selfish moment right now. Where in Texas it's been 100 plus. No, I said it hasn't been 100 plus. I said it hasn't. God damn.
Like 7 days in a row. Yesterday it was. But
it cracked 100. But you know, like we got them. You know, when we get them stretches where it's like 4 or 5 days where it's just like, if you walk outside, you just like, you walk right back inside. You're like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. All right. So yesterday was Jay Black's birthday, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm like, we celebrate the birthday and everything like that. We did everything. And he's Mr. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I put a post up, right? I put a post. I don't know if y'all saw the post I put up.
Yeah. With y'all in front of the car?
Yes. And I put a large caption. Pause. I put a caption. And I sat and put out there why our friendship is so like whatever, right?
It was deep.
It was deep.
It was.
It was real. It was real. It was real. Like this dude has helped carry me out of clubs, bars, and all that. He has dragged me to my house. Like I dragged him once. Like one time I had to carry him there. But
slipped up. It was a birthday.
Yeah, it was a birthday. So, okay.
Oh, funny.
So that caption right there, right?
Look at that.
I put everything. I said, you know what? God damn it. You don't know how much time we have on this world. And you need to let people know. His response to that long
Don't tell me he don't tell me he gave you the don't tell me.
There it is.
My wife.
What was it?
Much. Wait a minute. Wow. Much appreciated.
That was wild.
Do you see all the words I use?
He took out his big words for you, J-Bag.
That was
emotional.
That was a deep emotional post. You know, I'm not emotional. I'm not the sentimental guy. I don't talk like that. But I felt all that passion and energy. And my wife, you know, I was like, wow. She's like, did you see all of that? I was like, wow, there's a lot. And she even took a step back and reread it to me again after I read it. And I was like, wow. Till, you know, it was like, the Lord hashtag loyalty.
Much appreciated.
I was like,
not I love you, bro.
That's what I said to chicks. Like that's what I said to chicks on a Wednesday at the comfort. It's much appreciated.
Or ditto.
Talking like that stuff make me feel uncomfortable. I'm not that emotional, sentimental.
Well, at least you didn't put K, like K.
No, if he would have said K, he would have said K. Pause. He would have said K.
Guys don't do just a K. Guys shouldn't just do just a K.
Man,
it was a deep post. Nice. No, it was much appreciated.
I think the girls text you too.
Yes.
Because one of them was like, "It ain't working on my phone. He must have an Android." I said, "Oh my god!"
What does that mean? Team Android.
One of them says,
Carly, you ain't never lied. It is Android.
What is the baby? No, the baby. Like the baby has taken this liking to Jay Black. Like she talked to Jay Black like he Uncle for real.
Uncle Jay.
I got that advice for you.
Uncle Jay he's the kids whisperer. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but he is really good with kids.
No, he's not. He's not the kids whisperer. What he is.
I'm part psychic too. I found out a little bit.
No, we know
if you allow Jay, it's like a movie I want to write. If you allow Jay in your brain, he can control your whole life. On real talk. Like especially when I was drinking, like if Jay whispered stuff, he ain't whispered never in my ear. But if Jay just said something like, "Yo, Mike, I think what you're doing is wrong," all of a sudden, I don't know why it would linger in my brain. And as I was sleeping, I'd wake up the next morning and be like, "Yo, I got to change my life." And I'm like, "Why? Why?" Because he has this ability to get in, and all of a sudden, like, so it's a wrap with your daughter. Like, understand, ladies of Shawnee Scott, any screw ups you make, guess who's popping up? I don't care if it's a FaceTime, and Jay's the type of person that he'll FaceTime, then all of a sudden he'll be in DFW. He'll be right in front of the building for no reason.
But he told like, "Yo." That. She told me he told her that if something didn't get done because she had had the issue in school, and he was like, "Well, if your mom don't give me no information by this day, then I'm calling up to the school."
It's real simple. It's real. A phone call goes a long way. Let me holler.
Look at my arms, y'all.
Hey,
I don't know this mother. I don't know him.
Oh God.
I am not mad at that.
I'm proud of that. What was that? What Stephanie said?
She don't like the K's. I must say I hate when people reply with K. What type of persons come to mind or to represent the K person?
Hey, yo, Stephanie, you woke up in a bad mood. That's what happened. Like you just,
I hate it too.
Like you just woke up with beef with K.
I hate it too. It's like it's one of the most disrespectful things you can do on when you're texting somebody. And somebody texts you a long thing like you did for Jay Black, and then they write back K.
Okay.
Like you don't pour all your feelings out.
Yeah, Jay Black almost did that. But Mo, but sometimes y'all be like, I told you to be here at 3:30. Like, I'm going to be there at 3:30. The reason why I'm a little late is because I had to pick up dry cleaning, and then I have to take care of this, and then we hit you with the K.
That means I know you mad. You ain't feeling what I text.
No, we ain't even mad. We're just like, I knew this was going to happen regardless.
Sometimes when I'm driving, I have to hit K. Or
not when somebody pour their heart out. I got in trouble for that because somebody wrote me this long, heartfelt message, and I was like, K.
Whoa, wait. Who said K? The person responded to you?
I said K.
Well, that's because you played them.
And it was like K. I wrote all of that. That's all you had to say. I was like,
you played them.
You didn't feel the same.
No, that letter is powerful when you want to play somebody. When you want to play somebody on text, when somebody does what he does,
right,
and you say, "I got a bug in my house," you got to be kidding.
Did you bring it from New Jersey?
Followed you to Texas.
You put them red wing bugs, the red spot.
Bugs.
Damn bugs, mother. The K thing, the K. Back to the K. The K, if I express myself and you hit me with a K, you know what's happening next. Your phone's gonna start ringing. Like, I'm not leaving that K. Like, I'm FaceTiming. I'm FaceTiming. Let me hit Stacy with a paragraph. And she already knows. Just pick up the phone because I'm FaceTiming.
Oh my God.
It is now on and popping.
What is FaceTime? No.
What do you mean?
He got an Android.
I know Androids don't got FaceTime. We gotta do Messenger or do WhatsApp. We gotta do
Jay.
Don't even try to explain
it. Jay. Enough's enough, dog. Enough's enough. You have ridden out with DirecTV for enough time.
Wait, not DirecTV.
Our Android people, we ride out.
No. Jay. Enough is enough. A FaceTime is amazing. The fact that I have to explain that fact that everybody
I know what it is. It just called a different name for Android.
Nobody knows that name.
It's called
nobody
y'all don't have one. That's what it's called. It's called Java Hand.
What does Android call it? Because nobody can say that on
it's
Instagram.
Duo. You can go through Messenger. You can go through WhatsApp. There's a bunch of ways to do.
No, Duo is just an app.
It's an app.
It's an app.
Oh yeah, because we can put Duo on our stuff.
Yes,
we
got video call. It's a video call though. If you got another Android, it's a video call.
I have I had the what app on my phone right now because yeah, I got all that. See, I never use it. I never use it because I never talk to anybody who
because most people worthwhile in your life have iPhones. That's
Y'all can talk all you want, but I'm still team Android and I'm not changing. I'm loyal.
Jay, you're like the guy who bought a Mercedes-Benz that took diesel gas.
What?
Dang, that's
back in the day. Yes.
I done took y'all way back. Like now when y'all see diesel gas, y'all know it's just for trucks. There was a time where the Mercedes-Benz they could take diesel gas. Like Jet, like enough's enough. Enough is absolutely enough though. You need the iPhone. So if we want to...
that's why you ain't accept my request on IG? Because I ain't got an iPhone?
No, that's because that's the problem that you have. Because the ladies get on here quick, fast, in a hurry. Yeah. Don't worry. Flavor Flav's never blurry. Listen.
Never blurry. Team Android, I see you, Don. Stick together, son.
Oh, hold on. Let me put Android up. Let me do it one more time. I've sent him like 5 requests.
He was there for a while.
No, he was there, but
it started spinning and spinning. That's how he
it's called Android Love. That's the Android Love. Then look, there he goes. Now let's get back. Let's get back. Everybody on IG Live. Everybody, please tell Jay Black that he needs to get an iPhone. Like enough's enough with the Android. Exactly. Like I know, first of all, Jay Black don't give a damn about pictures. Androids take amazing pictures. He don't give a damn about the pictures.
Videos is amazing. It's like a movie. You talk about a movie, how people, it's going to be a movie legit. With this Samsung Galaxy S21 4K video, like a little commercial here. Yeah, it's a movie. It's legit a movie.
There's Netflix, Hulu, and then there's Tubi.
What you trying to say, son?
You on Tubi.
You on Tubi. No disrespect. I got a movie on Tubi.
Oh man.
I ain't make no money off that bitch, but
wait. And Action said you can with Android we can FaceTime. I didn't know I had a FaceTime option. I know I got video call, like I said, Duo, go through Messenger, and WhatsApp. Those are my 4 little ways I generally
but this is the problem. When somebody has to say, no, Jay, I have an Android and you can FaceTime others with Android. It's easy. Come on, man. See, you have to explain to other Android users that it's easy. iPhone users don't have to explain anything. We just tap the app and next thing you know, me, Shawnee, Mo, and 12 other people are talking on FaceTime going, hey, what's going on? Like, what are we doing? Now the nurse is turning. Now the nurse said Jay Black is super stubborn. So the more you try to convince him, the more he's sticking to his gun. There you go, nurse. There you go. You're learning our characteristics.
She figured it out. Yeah, we all got our things, our character definition.
No, can you please?
I'm very stubborn.
So you're defined by a phone. You can't FaceTime off of and bacon.
Like I'm about because my bacon and bacon. Yep.
Team Android.
What a life.
I'm getting a new iPhone simply because I've had this. I think I got an 8 or a 9. I got something like so crazy. I had an iPhone, then grew up. No, you had an iPhone.
Exactly.
You had an iPhone, then you digressed.
I have never looked back back when we could chirp.
Shout to Action.
Remember when we could chirp?
Yeah,
on the iPhones, on the Nextels. Yep, I've been down since then. Yes.
Chirp when people used to just chirp beep right on in the middle of your comment, just randomly.
God.
Them days, remember them days?
First of all, the Nextel was the worst idea ever to be at a chirp. That was the worst idea.
I thought it was I thought it was amazing back then.
I went from BlackBerry to that. I miss my BlackBerry.
No. Let me tell you, if you're a guy and you were in your 20s, you did not want that chirp to be at a chirp. Blatantly loud.
Play if you want to. Oh, you're not picking up the phone? Yo.
And you chirp, you had to turn your Nextel off.
Oh, yes.
Like where you
at? Where you at?
You're supposed to be and you what? No, Nextel was like
That's
the
why
best
it was government phones. You wasn't supposed to be able to cheat on them phones. They were actually government phones.
wasn't even cheating. I was just trying to keep my privacy. Damn it! You always bring it up cheating. I just want my privacy. First of all, you just say something blatant like out loud, like yo, like anything. It could be anything. Like you, yo, when you gonna give me my money? Like something like that. It could be anything. And you in a
I
crowded.
know you ain't over there with that.
See, there you go. No, see, we don't need that problem. Like,
listen, that's how it was popping off back in the day on them damn chirps.
The two-way was the dopest. The two-way pager was the most fun I've ever had on a gadget.
I don't even know where mine is.
I still have
the two-way pager.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that I was in a club. What was it? There was a Thursday. There was a Friday.
$2 Tuesday.
Saturday. So there was a time when I was 4 nights in a club.
Mm-hmm.
The amazing thing to be able to communicate and keep that Shawn Robinson thing up. The amazing thing to communicate with somebody in the club, especially if they came with you, and not having to actually like yell in their ear, to me was so dope. To be able to just be like, yo, I'm by the bar. About to leave. Or yo, 5 chicks.
Yep.
5 chicks.
I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying that
allegedly.
But to communicate with each other in the club and not have to yell at each other was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you could beam each other's contact. Like you didn't have to talk.
Beam me up.
You just have to put the two-way pager. For you youngsters who don't know anything about this, just Google. So you put it right. It was a great technology. Honestly, like it was superior to everything you like. Boom. And next thing you know, we done talked for 1 second. I have your content. So if the person like you like the person, boop.
Kind of like AirDrop. If you have an iPhone,
like AirDrop.
It was the original AirDrop. It was the original AirDrop.
The only thing I didn't like is when it froze. Yeah. Like so sometimes it would freeze and people's like, I've been two-way you all night. And you look at your phone and it's still stuck. So I mean look at the two-way, it's still stuck.
And Shawn Robinson said, I thought that chirp was good until mofos started chirping in movie theater. That's what I'm saying. Nobody who ever invented the chirp didn't actually think about all the variables on where you could be when you're
supposed
getting
to send an alert. I remember you could send the alert without just jumping right in talking. You're supposed to send the heads up alert.
My first one was an I-95 and you couldn't. It just came straight through.
Our nurse practitioner, she said she got both.
I got both too. Here's mine.
See? So you can't dismiss it if you got one.
Well, I don't really use this. Like it's dead. I don't even charge it. I might charge it now, but
find out y'all buy phoneable. Y'all buy
phoneable.
Yeah, y'all buy phoneable.
Binary, what is it? Buy phoneable.
Whatever y'all are, y'all going both ways on that. Jesus.
Well, I got this one because the girls had a phone, and if I got another line, then it made a difference in the bill. So
yeah, I'm about to. I gotta break down and buy another phone, and for those who know the game, that means another $30 a month on your bill
for the next 3 years.
For the next 3 years, because the phone was like $1,100.
Yeah,
no matter what,
$1,100 for a phone,
and they won't let you pay it. They won't let you pay it all.
They won't let you pay the whole thing.
Like if you started, because I've asked them that before. Well, okay, if I get it today, and then let's say next month I wanted to pay the whole thing off, they're like, no, you gotta do it
at the top or make the payments.
No, wait. On the iPhone, you can pay it off because if you look at your, I don't know what carrier you have.
I got T-Mobile.
So Verizon has the carrier where I go to my app and it shows me how much money I have left off on every phone. So I paid, I have 5 phones. I paid every phone off. So now it's just the basic. I got 5 phones. I'm paying less than $200 for 5 phones a month.
I need to switch to Verizon then.
Because you can go right in your app and you can pay off the entire thing. Because that's what's going to kill my heart right now because I have to get a new phone because I already know what's about to happen. This phone is about to turn off.
Yeah. I'm right there.
I already know.
But that's what happened when you finish paying off the phone.
Yeah, but I will say this. I paid off the phone like maybe 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Mm-hmm.
So now it's starting to act up where my apps, like when I tap an app, it won't open up. And I realized, okay, here we go. Here we go with the nonsense.
Well, I have to ask them again because I paid for my iPhone out flat, but Tam just got a new phone and that's where we at. I was like,
oh well, yeah, get that app. The nurse said you can do the same thing on a T-Mobile app. Wow. All right, it is 6:41 here in Dallas, 7:41 out there and on the East Coast and everything like that. I got something I got to do with Michael Collier, comedian Michael Collier, but I want to tell you, I'm supposed to. I got a link on to his morning show after our show, but it's hold up. So Michael Collier says, you know, I want you on the show. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be a guest on the show. Michael Collier, legendary comedian. We're going to get him on our show. That's the back and forth. And then he hits me last night. He's different. Like he's a very, like he has a good energy and he's very like Mike, it's Michael Collier here. And hey, sir, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. I'm like, cool. And we're gonna do this, and then so I'm thinking I'm gonna answer questions. I'm like, well, we got to get off the air on 8:45. We got to get off here. Come to find out, he's like, yeah. So you're gonna have an amazing set. I'm like, a set. Like for those who aren't comedians, a set is like you do a set. Like, and then I'm like, what do you mean a set? What do you mean? Yeah, you got 3 minutes, and you're gonna do a 3-minute set. If you want to back out now, and I'm like, back out, like, why are you punking me? Like, why would I back out? The 3-minute set, like the setup to my jokes is 3 minutes, like whatever. So he's like, so you good? I was like, yeah. I said, so wait a second. So get there 8:45, and we're in the green room, and then I do a 3-minute set. And he was like, yeah, 9 o'clock. So I'm thinking I can be back on our show. I'm only going to be gone for literally 19 minutes. But I'm trying to figure out, because, you know, I have a real problem with this damn time thing.
Time zones.
So what time on the East Coast would we have to be done? 10 o'clock?
No, if you're doing it at...
No, what time do we end the show?
Because he's on the West Coast, so if his show is at 8:45,
it's a 3-hour time difference.
No, stop, guys, stop. Okay,
You're
confusing me. No, listen. 8:45 Dallas time.
Okay,
it's 9:45 East Coast time, correct?
Right.
Yes.
And we normally end the show at what time? East Coast time.
East Coast time, we end at 10 o'clock.
All right, so there's no reason to come back. Okay, I got it. All right. Because I'm only going to be gone for 15 minutes. But we have Dr. Smith on today.
Right.
He's should be coming up in 15 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, it's coming up in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
It's 44 after.
And I'm about to go because I got to take the pimps to school.
I can't take this. All right, but then you come back.
Yeah, I come back.
All right, so Shawnee got to take the kids to school because they took Lyft and Uber yesterday. Like they did. Like one took a Uber, one took a Lyft.
I love it.
All right. So we'll take this break, and then we got it when we come back. We have to talk about. We got Kanye West, which is this is just stupid. Stupid dummy of the week.
Yes, who got that?
Oh, nominees and.
We got nominees. Did you write down the nominees, or do I have to get my page out? We got to do the stupid dummy of the week because we have a new stupid dummy nominee that we might have to break out.
That was last weekend's. Okay, this weekend.
Walgreens.
No, that was last weekend. It was Sha'Carri was this week's.
No, but Walgreens didn't win. We haven't had a winner yet.
Walgreens won last week.
She did win?
Yeah, she was the winner.
You sure?
It wasn't nobody came close to Walgreens last week.
All right, so we got Sha'Carri this week.
I think everybody remembers this.
Right? You can't look on your camera, right? Clean that shit up now. Because like I said, I asked for fucking help, right? I asked for fucking help. And nobody wants no fucking help. Nobody wants the fucking help.
Yeah, nobody forgets that.
Have we cleared how old she is before I make my comments?
We haven't, but she cussing like she's somebody. She grown.
No, I'm not gonna comment. I'm not gonna comment. Guess it's going to be Sexy Mo and Jay Black show.
Not
Queen
again.
Born, what?
Mike is back.
We're rocking till like we're just ending 5 minutes early. That's all we're doing, Queen Born.
Going nowhere.
Y'all just started it. Y'all just started it Monday, so this is the week. I nominated the alligator lady.
That was last week.
No, we did not. We never had a winner. We never had a winner last week. We never had a winner.
I thought you announced the winner.
No, we had the Walgreens lady. We had somebody else. There was somebody else that we put in there.
It was Joey B.
Yes, Joey B.
The alligator lady. The weekend for buying a $70 million house that he didn't need. I think something to that degree. And it was Walgreens. Those were the nominees.
That was all this week.
That was last week.
That was last week, son. That was last week.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mark. Stop ignoring us and take. Oh, Jesus. I got a text message. I got a text message from somebody who said, not somebody, it's a company, said, stop ignoring us and take this gift card. That's a little aggressive.
And that's a scam. They don't open that. They're gonna
I'm not.
Information.
Okay, so who do we nominate this week?
This week it was two people this week. I remember Sha'Carri because of her rant after being unprofessional on the what's
and it was somebody else that we nominated.
For this week, it was somebody else. Busta Rhymes. Oh, no,
did we nominate? We didn't officially nominate Busta. It wasn't official.
All right, Busta No Mask. And who was the other one?
It was Sha'Carri after the race, losing, coming in last.
I'm gonna start watching our shows because I promise I'm gonna start watching on YouTube. Oh, YouTube. Go to Michael Shawn and Takeover Legends YouTube if you want to watch the shows if you miss it. Hit subscribe. Sha'Carri. And when we come back, we will talk about Kanye West and why I think Kanye West has definitely taken over for Stupid Dummy. And I don't know if it's Kanye or the people. But Kanye may be the Stupid Dummy of the week. But it might be us for watching the Stupid Dummy. And maybe we're the Stupid Dummiers. Anyway, we'll take a quick break.
Stupid Dummiers.
I think we're the Stupid Dummiers. Real talk. I really think because people that I really think are doing big things in the business literally watched this yesterday. And I can't take it anymore. So it's Michael Shawn, the Takeover Legends. We'll come back in a few minutes. Yeah! What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out.
Tupac busting the room. Yo, where's the other bag at? Where's the bag? First time I ever met him, I'm like looking at him. He on 100 already. And Safiz is cool. Like if Safiz is so cool, he like, yo, stop yelling, money. Stop yelling. It's like the bag is over there. He's like, oh, I thought somebody got my bag. That's the bag that got the barrel in it. I'm like, the barrel? I'm just listening.
Right.
These fools, if you know the Glock, you know that the Glock is all plastic if you know guns, except the cylinder of the barrel. So they broke the Glock down and all these parts and put them in different bags and put it on the plane. That's how they used to ship their gun with them. He was looking for the barrel to put the gun together.
Back together, yeah.
Top secret how he used to ship his gun.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn from Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. And just in case you missed the show, check this out. Rodney Perry. A man cheats on his wife. She cheats back. She gets pregnant. Who broke the family? Nice hat. Yo, your hat game is vicious. I wish my hat, like, it don't look right on me when I wear hats. But go ahead. Who broke the family?
She did.
Sonny hates that. Look at Sonny.
That's what I love.
I agree.
See, when you a grown ass man, you ain't got to get into the whole explanation. He's like, she did.
You want an explanation? I give you an explanation.
Give me an explanation, Rodney. Give me an explanation.
The short answer is she did, and I know women out there. Well, how come she can't? Well, you know, I know it. I just say, how come? If you let somebody skeet all up in our house, it's your fault.
Not the ski. Not the ski.
Tell all the girls
shoot up the club.
You can't let nobody shoot the club up.
But he could have did the same thing, and the woman just didn't get pregnant. How we know he ain't? How we know he ain't raw dogging? How you know that?
First of all, Miss Scott, okay.
Miss Scott.
What we're not gonna do is try to make this into something else. Now, is he wrong? Yes, but the family can be put back together as long as it ain't no kids. The male ego is fragile,
very,
very fragile. So I don't care. Guys do this all the time. Women cheat, and then they go. So it don't even have to be a kid for a guy for it to be over. But absolutely. A kid make it even worse. Like a woman will accept your outside child, but I don't know 0 guys is going to accept an outside child from his wife. It's wrong, Miss Scott. It's wrong. I know.
It's wrong. It's wrong. That's what I've been trying to say. It's wrong.
It ain't fair.
Not fair.
I'm sorry, Miss Scott. That's like, you know what? I'm gonna take one for the team. It's wrong.
Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends. Your escape from reality. Right here on Free Agent Radio. Free Agent Radio.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do.
Michael Shawn wears
tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when December comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my 6-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
What? Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Tight shirts. Yeah. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Come on. Tight shirts. Every day.
Mike Shawn wears
tight shirts. To the gym or wherever.
Tight shirts.
Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Shawn and We the Worst Records, Pluto, Aristotle, and P Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song. Yeah. Check out the next single, Grown Man Wearing Skinny Jeans.
That's it, bro. Mix it up, bro.
Don't never stop if you want to be on top. Yeah.
Tap in.
Tap in. Ticka, tap in. Queen Born 9, good morning. It's Friday. We done made it to a Friday. We done made it to a Jay play today. Play.
Oh, you said we made it to Friday? I think we did.
Get it.
I think
Come
we
on.
made it to Friday.
Come on. Burn. All right.
She reminded us. I think you nominated the great. We was talking about Stupid Dummy of the Week, and Queen One reminded us. I think it was a young lady that fell. We just played it yesterday.
Yeah.
The one that didn't have insurance, assumed it, allegedly.
We can't nominate her.
One lady that busted her head and was laying
to the white meat,
motionless.
Yes.
She didn't die, from what I read, so you can still.
I don't know. We're still arguing over that, but we hope she's alive. We hope she's alive. David Byrne, speaking of Kanye, he's putting the baby on the Donda album. Yes, of course he is.
Yeah.
He performed. The baby performed last night at Kanye West's listening party.
It was at Soldier Field. And everybody and their mom in Chicago, laugh out loud. Ronnie puts me on the floor.
Every time. I love that clip when he pours the water in his head. That's hilarious.
Ronnie's amazing. So the baby performed last night. Kanye had everybody over there, and he sold out the stadium for the second listening party. Second one. Dave Burns said, "Play it again."
He said, "Play it again." Why not?
It is.
All right, we ain't gonna go down that road. We ain't gonna go down. All right, that's good. Because we'll play around too much to keep going. So
hold on, let me get Sexy Mo on my let me get that, and let me get Jay Black on it. All right, so Kanye has another listening party, which is genius on his part, and it's dumb on everybody. Like, really, all them people went to another listening party. So I sent yes, you see Ye on fire. Literally. The stupid dummy nominee. I think I sent it to Jay Black and Shawnee. He lit himself on fire. He put himself, they lit him on fire. Right? And then they put him out. And then the crowd went crazy. I literally have a joke that I say on stage. And this is not the proper context where I go like, if I want to get back at somebody, like I'm really mad, I'll light you on fire and then put you out, and then light you back on fire, and then put you out, and then light you back on fire. And Kanye did it. Like, this is a joke that I wrote when I'm really mad at somebody. And like B word, I will light you on fire, then put you out, light you on. He did it. And the crazy thing is the crowd went crazy because they put him out. So my thing is, would y'all have gone crazier if they didn't put him out?
like if there was no fire extinguisher.
Yeah, if there was no fire. If he just said, F it, I'm going to just light myself on fire and burn to a crisp. What are we doing? What
sensationalize everything else? So I'm pretty sure they would have, Michael Shawn.
Yo, people I literally respect. I really do. In the radio game, we're there, so gassed up, doing their videos and being like, we hear the Donda, right? Donda, the Donda album listening, and they grown ass people over 35. Grown ass people over 35 watch him light himself on fire, and when they put him out, they cheer like, "Oh, that's crazy." I don't know what to say anymore, y'all. I feel like I'm the stranger in the room. Cause I don't even understand how this is like.
And let's hope that this doesn't become the Kanye challenge, because every time we see our favorite artists do something, we want to try it at home. We want to, everybody, y'all see him. I'm about to do the Kanye challenge, the yee.
But I'm sure it was professionally done. You can get actors do it in movies. I'm sure.
Yeah, because in a movie, it's a plot, and somebody gets lit on fire because it's a plot. This mother just lit himself on fire. Like Kanye lit himself on fire, and everybody went crazy because they put him out. Like people, oh my God. Like Happy Friday. I don't even understand what is the big like, what are we doing here?
Well, Kanye's not shy or not new to the theatrics that he brings us. And I'm not shocked. Put it that way.
Oh my God, Jay, do you have the clip I sent?
No.
Oh my God!
You know what? Maybe I could send it to email it. I could do the email thing. Shawnee's really good with uploading.
Dog, you have to see the fact that it was like a move going to Universal Studios, and you see an actor like, this is how we light people on fire, and they light him on fire, and he runs, and then they all come out, shh, and everybody's like, oh, Kanye, what
Kanye.
Oh my God, people!
Y'all see me last night.
I don't even get y'all. I don't even understand how that's dope.
That show was hot, literally.
It was fire.
It was fire, literally.
J Black, you see the one? Tam sent one.
Oh, Tam is sending. Now she's sending.
Tam is sending me.
Tam.
As long as you email it to me, I get it. You email it. I am J Black.
Michael Shawn, because she knows Shawnee gone. She knows that
This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is so stupid. Stupid dummies. It was the voice for me. Like this is. Welcome to Universal Studios. What you're about to see right now is right now we're going to show you how actors are lit on fire. Now, understand, this is not the actual actor. This is a stunt double. And all of a sudden he comes running out. He's on fire. And people, y'all, oh my God, we have to. It doesn't even fit if y'all don't hear how the idiots that were in the stadium cheered because they put him out. What were they supposed to do? Like, they put him, he lit himself on fire and they put him out. And all the intellectuals on radio, I promise you, everybody is going to be like, yo, that was so crazy. That was amazing. The album is probably super dope. The tactics that he used to get all these people in Soldier Field. Oh my God. Look at this. Look, that's Kanye, y'all. That's Kanye. Now watch. But we ain't got the audio. Look at this. Watch. He's burning. Oh my God, I might die. Oh my God, I could die. I could die right now. Oh my God. Oh, everybody, I'm a genius. And then they put him out and they're like, why? Who does this shit?
Listen.
You walking flame on. He's walking on fire. That is kind of dope. It's different. Kanye is different. He's a different individual.
Jay, if it goes wrong, if something goes wrong, you're burnt up.
But he got the people right there they putting them right out. I'm sure there was the medical professionals on staff. I'm sure all of that good stuff.
Anybody on IG Live, do you agree with me how stupid this is to light yourself on fire when we're gonna buy the album anyway? Like this doesn't make any sense.
He's 83 years old, y'all.
Oh my God.
Oh, I see Dr. Smith is in the waiting room too.
Oh my God.
We got the good doctor.
We got to get the doc to actually get an Instagram just for the show.
He doesn't have just for that.
No, he doesn't have to post anything.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to post anything. All he has to do is just have an Instagram, Dr. Smith, and don't post anything. We just need him so that then he can be on our live so people can enjoy and get what he's doing. Like this is crazy. This look, I'm watching the TV behind me. Look out. This is a stupid ass mother. You stupid. You a stupid dummy, though.
You just ain't there mentally where he's at. Yeah, he's just above a lot of people.
No, I'm not. No, first of all, intellectually, musically, he's amazing. Lighting yourself on fire just to perform is just stupid because
he's one of the artists that doesn't have to do like the extra. Like, we appreciate Guy for his music. We're not here for the extra.
No, we are here. Wait,
not for him lighting himself on fire.
We are here for the extra, but I think right now he's lost his mind. But he hasn't lost his mind. Stupidity at his finest, Mike. Yes, David Byrne.
A billionaire is stupid. Just think about that.
You can.
You always say, what is it? The genius and insanity.
A genius is somebody who's mastered common sense. And common sense says if you're a billionaire, why the hell would you light yourself on fire?
So why would you fly to space if you're a billionaire?
Yes, you're right. That's stupid too.
That's stupid too.
That's stupid too. Your whole life on Earth. Think about this. Your whole life on Earth. Literally, you're a billionaire. You can have whatever you want on Earth, but no, I need to fly into outer space for me to be fulfilled. What are you doing?
Well, but what they say about more money, Michael Shawn, more money gives you access to do stupid dummy
shit.
More stupid dummy
shit. More stupid dummy shit. Yeah, more stupid dummy shit.
They're just thinking different. Like I Dr. Aaron Smith, he has 3 master's degrees, a PhD. He has a wealth of knowledge. He looks at things differently than we do. I'm sure in certain aspects.
Yeah, so he's not gonna light himself on fire. We got somebody in IG Lab say, "Who you talking about?" We're talking about Kanye West at his listening party at Soldier Field, lit himself on fire, and had people come out and put himself out, and everybody cheered. You know who the stupid dummies are? Them 30,000 people in the stadium who cheered. It's one thing if you're on fire and somebody saves you. Like, honestly, this is so rude. Never mind.
What you gonna say? They should have not saved him. They should have let him burn.
Yeah, the joke would have been on your ass if they would have came out.
The extinguishers didn't work.
They would have like, wait. This is all a game. I'm just performing. No, burn, bitch, burn.
Stop, drop, and roll. What they say back in the day.
Roll on the ground, sir.
Roll on the ground. Oh man.
Let's bring in, I guess.
Bring in Dr. Smith. This is so stupid.
Good morning.
So stupid.
Oh, I was about to set myself on fire, but then I heard that. See, Mike, first it was the comedy verses, and now it's this. They're taking our ideas, right? I was ready today.
Everything. Let me tell you something. The comedy verses is not going to work if they do it, because you got to get the right people to really like have some, no pun intended, have some heat against each other. like Cat Williams. If we do a comedy versus, Cat Williams has to be one of the people on the verses, because Cat Williams is going to get slick with it, and Cat Williams is going to be Jadakiss. Cat Williams is going to be the guy who's frustrated that he's overlooked when it comes to naming your little top. And he's gonna go at somebody's neck. Like
spot to get.
He's gonna say something crazy. If they like, now they're like Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams. He's gonna say something crazy to Dave Chappelle.
Crazy. Yeah.
And what's going to happen is he's going to try and Jadakiss the game on Dave Chappelle. And then what Dave Chappelle is going to do, he's going to quiet everybody down. He's going to talk for 7 minutes. And he's going to make everybody look ridiculously stupid. He's not even going to crack a joke. Dave ain't even going to crack a joke. And he's going to go at, like, we need that heat. Because there's no such thing as, like, listen, people, it's not like a song. If a comedian does a joke that y'all laughed at for years, they may laugh, but it's not like hearing a song it's hard to do a joke over and over. Like, first of all, these comedians have forgotten them jokes. Like, once you do a joke and you've done it for years, you've forgotten the joke. So you can't just like, I don't know what, if Chris Rock did the joke from Bigger and Blacker or Bigger, I think it was Bigger and Blacker. Like, I don't know if he's going to remember the joke correctly, but we need Cat Williams because it's going to get personal. And we need comedians just to stand there and just say, you say this and then I say that. And then it's going to get ugly because somebody's going to bring up Cat Williams getting beat up by an 8-year-old. Yeah, and that's what are we talking about with Dr. Smith today?
It was something in the news that actually was just came out. It happened about a year or so ago. I think it was like late 2019 it actually happened, but it was this a police beating that was caught on body cam, that the police officer actually mislabeled the file on purpose. I can't even say allegedly because it came out so that this footage wouldn't be discovered, but somehow it was still discovered. I guess somebody went through the videos and realized, wait, this isn't a cat climbing up a tree. This is really them beating up somebody, like scenario. So I got the little clip that we could play and get his thoughts on it.
I haven't done nothing. Another black man beaten during a traffic stop. This body camera footage from May 2019 appears to show now former Louisiana State Police officer Jacob Brown beating Aaron Larry Bowman as other officers hold Bowman down. Trooper Brown is seen swinging what appears to be a flashlight, repeatedly striking Bowman while he's face down on the ground with his hands behind his head. Bowman's attorney saying Brown hit their client 18 times in just 24 seconds.
I haven't done nothing, man. Well, fighting us ain't gonna help you, bud. I'm not fighting you. You are.
Bowman can be later heard moaning, saying it hurt me.
They hit me in the hand with a flashlight.
Bowman was left with multiple lacerations, a fractured arm, and broken ribs, according to court documents. This video is from more than 2 years ago, but was just recently turned over to Bowman's attorneys. State police releasing a statement in December saying a detailed search of body camera video revealed the incident was intentionally mislabeled and Brown was involved, and detectives concluded that Brown engaged in excessive and unjustifiable actions and failed to report the use of force to his supervisors. Brown was charged with aggravated second-degree battery and malfeasance in office in December. But the incident is part of a bigger issue. The division of Louisiana State Police where Brown worked, Troop F, is under federal investigation for potential abuses committed by troopers against black motorists.
That troop that he belongs to, Troop F in Louisiana, is notorious, and they've left a lot of victims and families in their wake.
The Troop F investigation started following the death of Ronald Green, a black man who died after he was beaten and tased during a traffic stop, also in May of 2019.
I'm scared. I'm your brother. I'm scared.
Green's family say they were told by Louisiana State Police that Green died in a car crash following a chase. But 9 body camera and dash camera videos tell a different story of what happened that night.
So that's 2 separate cases, as you can see. And the second one, they outright lied how a young man had passed away, and come to find out it was completely false. So it looked like it's a bigger issue there. I don't know if you got to see that story or not, Doctor.
Y'all be picking the fun topics for me. My gosh. No,
Did he smile in the
video? Ironically, the first time we spoke, when the former officer had called prior to me going off, one of my first rants on this program was just about how I fully understood this was a cultural thing, and this whole idea about bad apples and all this nonsense was something that people would look back on, and people would judge these people very harshly. History is going to judge these people who are blindly supportive of law enforcement without an acknowledgement of some flaws in the overall culture are going to be looked at as in many ways treasonous to the black community. I don't think people understand how the children are going to be looking at some of these people who think that it's slick and cute to say things like 1 or 2 bad apples when you've been in those locker rooms and you've heard the same stories and you've watched the same beatings and murders that we have. So I think at this point, the legal route has to be pursued to a greater extent, because I don't hear the George Floyd and Police Act enough right now. And the fact that it's like trying to move through, the Congress and the Senate, there's an appetite for, to bring it back to Kanye, there's an appetite for a flair, pun intended, for the dramatic. People will run out with the sign. They'll run out with the megaphone. They'll break the windows. Like, people love the drama and the nonsense and the clout and the splash. But when somebody says, okay, phase 2, roll up your sleeves and do some hard legwork, and this is the daily grind, and learn these laws and contact your Congress. Oh, no, I'll go out and break a window. I get off at 12. I'm done looting. Right? And it's really difficult to get people, because the way that the system works is that they want you to have an appetite for the disposable, because they want you to use it and get rid of it, buy another one. They want you to eat it, whether you're hungry or not, eat another one. They call it the bliss point, right? With salt and sugar, just enough to keep eating, but not enough to eat, that not enough sugar and salt that you reject it, but not just enough sugar and salt that you keep it going. Like, they call that the bliss point in marketing. So they do that with our media. They do that with our fashion. They do that with our education. They want us just enough to get a job, not enough to figure out the system, right? Just enough to get to school, but, not so little that you don't even make it in the building, right? So they keep you in this bubble, this bliss point, right? And a lot of times people are like, the bliss point is go to work, get my check, pay my bills, turn up, and repeat. And that's what they've conditioned us to do. That's why they're having so much trouble now, whether it's getting people vaccinated, whenever they want people to act a different way than they've conditioned us to act. They've conditioned us to act impulsive and fearful. So when people say, I ain't doing that, what's up? That's the way they made us. They made this product, these sheep, out of us. Then when we start acting this way, people are always surprised. So right now, We'll get beat on, and we'll be like, "Oh, this is terrible." Ask somebody 2 days from now what that brother's name was. Nobody's gonna know, and not just because another hashtags come out, not just because we're inundated all the time. That's one of the other reasons why we get distracted. But another reason is that's our cycle of news consumption and information, and that's the way we've been responding to it for our lives. We haven't been told, if you don't like these laws, dedicate 10 years of your life like the civil rights movement and transform America. They don't want you to repeat those kind of activities and cycles. Those are the cycles they encourage. They encourage cycles that benefit the power structure. And the cycles that benefit the power structure is Nancy Pelosi throws on a kente cloth and she takes a knee, and the corporations hashtag Black Lives Matter, and everybody goes back to work like good little sheep and children. And I think at some point we're going to have to look at this cycle that we're in, whether it's, hearing these stories, complaining about these stories. If we really get mad, we'll go outside and complain. And if we really get mad, we'll go outside, complain, and break something. But then we get arrested and more money goes to the bail. And, so at some point we have to get off this hamster wheel. And every time and I'm thinking that laws are a big part of it. So I saw some indictments of some officers, in numbers that I've never seen in the past few months. I've watched some people taken off the force, not with pay, not administrative duty. I'm seeing those changes.
So that's good.
But I need people to see that that's where the real change is. And especially with Black people, there's always this, attempt to, delude us of where real change takes place.
Is
they
this
never
something
want
to
us voting. They never want us at a table. They never want us, in the ways and means committees of these towns where they're deciding. They don't even want us to know what these things are. You say ways and means, people are like, what? Right? Because they don't never want you that close to the real power. And to understand how the system, the inner workings of systems work. So you'll know, if I don't like this, I call this person, I go to this meeting, I get as many petition signatures, I do this, I do that. And they don't need you to know that process, because then, just like with the process of complaining about the police, a lot of people go in the first time to complain about the police. They don't know that process. They don't know where that paperwork goes. They don't know how long this takes. They don't know when they should have a lawyer, when they don't. They don't know if they sign one thing wrong that the cop has the right to throw it out, right? They never want to give you that information. They'll read you your Miranda rights all day. They'll tell you all things about George Washington all day. They got you in school for 8-9 hours. They can teach you this stuff in a week if they wanted to empower you. They don't want to empower you. They want to exploit you. And when people realize that, they're like, oh, let me get on a different track with the way I interact with people, consume information, the way I deal with authority. And I think at some point, we're reaching a tipping point, though. A lot of Black people in particular are real tired. And they're like, you know what? I'm sincere and I've been trying for a long time, but I do realize that at the rate I'm going, it's going to take another 140 years to get any semblance of equality. And a lot of people are willing to be extremely innovative in this space. And
how to avoid this? Because actions comment interested to me, because it says, he was fighting. They were saying he was fighting him, but he had one arm behind his back. And a lot of people say, don't resist. Like, what do you suggest to people? I don't know. Like, if you're getting hit, if you move or you wiggle, you try to fight back.
No, there's no suggestion.
Like, how do you get past this?
But you want a suggestion. There's no suggestion. There's no winning.
It has to be an answer.
No, there's no answer. There's no answer.
You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
If they decide that your ass is going to get beat down that day, you're going to get beat down. Even with the camera footage, it took 2 years. There's no answer. You know what the answer is? Let me take that back. I'm not saying I know what the answer is. I don't. But you know what's funny? We're not even safe in our own neighborhoods. Like, if we took control of the neighborhoods that we live in, and we said, you are safe here, I'm not going to hurt you. We're going to be safe in this neighborhood. And when these cops come in, there's no reason for them coming, because there's no crime happening. And we took control of our areas that we live in. And we're like, we're not committing crimes against each other. We're not. First, let's do that. And then when these motherfuckers come in, they have no reason to come in because there's nothing going on.
Until... Where's the Black Panthers? They still coming.
They're still going to come. But we're sitting there going like, who called you? Who called you? Nobody called. We have our areas that we literally are the majority in. And I'm not smart enough to organize, to do everything. to give y'all to give us the plan. Puerto Ricans, black people the plan. We run this area. If we would protect ourselves, like the Black Panthers thought was, and say we're not committing crimes against each other. So when these dudes come in, we're like, what are you here for? What are you here for? Nobody's shooting each other.
They're gonna be like, not yet.
We here now. We have to investigate.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, this is the irony.
I'm sorry. And then Dr. Smith, then you go, because I'm simplifying this. We kill each other, and I know what Dr. Smith is going to say. I know what he's going to say about the climate and he's right. He's right. But at a certain point, when do we go like, yes, that what has been created is 1,000% wrong. But if we don't stop committing crime against each other, so we come together and go like, when they come here, you do know none of us did anything to each other. So now we gather up and go like, we're cool.
So you want us to you want everybody to unify and stop worrying about the outside masses and just focus on us making each other better, and that's going to fix their problem against us, looking at us.
I don't care about that. That's the thing. I don't care about their fucking problem anymore. I don't care about their problem anymore. I care about us. So I'm tired of wondering, like, white people got to stop doing this. White people got to stop doing that. We don't care about them anymore. It's us. Like, we got to be like, let's get this together first before we fight, because the system has created music, industry, entertainment, everything has created, like, let's make it impossible for them to literally not be violent to each other. And I'll stop at that because
so that's a lot of systematic reprogramming.
Yeah.
Well, I see even a comment about, how they got other people with a knife and can't wiggle on the ground. And to me, that's the hamster wheel I was talking about, just like the comment Jay made about, how it's natural in some instances, to defend yourself. There's a survival instinct that kicks in. But to me, again, that's the hamster wheel. I'm going to read 2 headlines, and I hope people remember this because I'll read you the dates as well. First, let's go to May 28th. No, let's go to January. I'm going to January 26th. Memorandum, White House. I'm in whitehouse.gov, where the real power is, systemically. Memorandum condemning and combating racism, xenophobia, and intolerance, wait for it, against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders in the United States. Advancing inclusion and belonging for all people of all races. Oh, yeah. See how that worked? You see how they didn't care a darn what one of the knuckleheads in their group was doing? Because once they changed the system, everything else was going to change anyway. They didn't ask what the Asian triads were doing. We're Pookie and them. If the brothers on the corner, every town hall, right? Every time, every Sunday, every pastor. If we could get these Pookie pull their pants up, I'm gonna give it to y'all again. This is what they did, and it worked. I don't know why we're not talking about what somebody else just did. Wasn't there another group who just had a problem with violence? And isn't it done for the most part? Isn't it like 90% reduced, regardless of what any individual Asian does? Because they understand how power operates. So let's go from there to May. May 28th, January, February, March, April, May. We're going on 500 years. They took 5 months. I'm going to show you what we need to do. Whitehouse.gov, briefing room, May 28th, 2021. I wonder what they're saying about black people right now. They're like, yo, y'all see what we just did? Executive order. One more time. Executive order. What do we need, Professor? We need we need to pull pants. We need to rap music. Executive order on advancing equity, justice, and opportunity. Throw that in there too, right? For Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians. Wow, that's pretty specific. But when it's from an executive order, it don't matter what the brother on the corner. All he's going to do is get 30 years. He's going to learn quick. And Pacific Islanders, May 28th. Took them 5 months to solve their problem. So if somebody says, what should we do? We should do that. I don't care what no drug dealer's doing. I don't care what no dummies doing. I don't care what nobody with their pants down is doing. I don't care what no gang members doing. If you get that popping, other countries behave when we start making those kind of statements. We're not. We have bases, all over the world, but a base ain't the same. If we make a tariff, like if we begin, hundreds of different sanctions against Cuba to what they still dealing with today, they were driving cars from 1950s and the 1990s. Like when we start saying things like it's legal to civilize the darker people of the planet, the Pope put out that papal bull and said, "Oh, it's free game, green light on Africa," and that's when, like, once they start writing stuff, they say the pen is mightier. Get your pen game up, black people. Stop talking and blaming and running around in circles and look that somebody else just solved the problem in 5 months that you couldn't get together in 500 years. Get your executive order. Your man, Joe Biden. That's the answer. All these black people that was telling all of us how bad we were if we didn't vote. All these black people that was telling us how magical and amazing Kamala was. It's y'all turn. It's y'all turn. Y'all need to start stepping up and talk to y'all mans in them. Because we wasn't trusting them and liking them from the door. We went along and voted because y'all said something was going to change. So now y'all need to get on the front line. All y'all Joe Biden loving, bootlicking black people. All y'all magical Kamala Harris. Oh, voting is everything. Now give us our executive order.
But my thing is, Dr. Smith, at a certain point, this is the same cycle on the hamster wheel that these politicians have done forever.
To us.
No, you're absolutely right. This is a fixed game. They're never going to live up to their lies and their promises. Like how long?
But that's why I said we have accountability. When people say we have accountability to act this way and do this, no, we have an account. Our responsibility is to pressure them. They didn't want to let us out of slavery. Look where we at. They didn't want to desegregate. Look where we at. Like we actually have the longest track record of them not wanting us to do something and us having it done anyway. The America we live in is the America far closer to what Harriet Tubman envisioned than what George Washington envisioned. The America we live in is far closer to what Frederick Douglass envisioned versus Lincoln. The America we live in is far closer to Martin Luther King than Johnson. Like black people have heard what everybody had to say for years and said, I think it's going to be the way we say. But when we move right. So that's why we need that history lesson. We need that. What did Dr. King do to change it? What did Frederick Douglass do to change it? What did Harriet Tubman do to change it? Right? Did they complain? Did they go to town halls? Right? There's no record of this. There's nobody during Black History Month that he went to 30 town halls a month and he carried
no blueprint.
Signs. Never. The people that we're heralding are people who understood how to take the reins of power and make change occur. Martin Luther King understood that. Operation Breadbasket. If you don't hire us and you don't treat us right, we're not servicing you. Selective patronage, like Leon Sullivan talked about, Progress Plaza. You won't get our dollars. Every time we watch one of these tapes, the next conversation should be about executive orders and withholding dollars. Because that works. They can say whatever they want. When they don't get paid, they start considering change.
Can you speak to that comment right there, Mike?
It's not enough, Mike, because if my son wants to grow up to be a cop, he's going to protect him in the police department.
Who's going to protect him?
I don't know, but I don't know. And
these executive orders will get the bad cops out of there and start roofing them with football numbers.
But my thing is,
it's 5 years of that.
What you're saying is absolutely right, except the game plan was we got billionaires now. So we done taken the most powerful people that we have. Like if Martin Luther King thought we were going to have black billionaires, he would say, oh, we done leveled the playing field. We've really leveled the playing field. We got black billionaires. It didn't level the playing field because the amazing spider web is that bring everybody into the system, the American system, and then still leave what's going on. Martin Luther King would have thought to himself, okay, I'm just saying hypothetically. And Malcolm X would have like, if we got black billionaires, there's no way white cops is killing black people. There's no way. There's no way George Floyd could still have a knee in his neck. That's why what I'm saying, this game that goes on is the same game that, and you're right what you said. You're right with the breadbasket. You're right about all that. My thing is like, why can't we protect ourselves? Why can't we come together at one point and just be like, listen, before we deal with these white folks in this system, can we get it together with us? Like, can we literally just do something simple? Stop selling drugs in our neighborhood. That's simple. I know it's corny. I know everybody looks and goes, what are you talking about? Just stop selling drugs to us.
Yeah, but there has to be alternative economies. Like, you can't tell somebody who didn't eat yesterday to be like, hold up for 5 more days, we working on something. Like, nobody's doing that. Like, I remember the 80s where there was no other economy. I remember Fort Apache, the Bronx, when they were literally trash cans on fire, abandoned apartments. I was in the Throsneck projects. There was litter everywhere. They weren't even picking up the trash. And it was like, oh, live your life. Like, or, you know, and people luckily made hip hop and did things out of that trash. But I remember people I remember generations being left for dead. After the 70s into the 80s, we were not supposed to go downtown and get jobs. We were not supposed, like, they were expecting us to stay in our hoods and die. Go to bad schools. They would come and teach us and get paid. When we tried to unionize, you can look up the Brownsville Board of Education debates. When we tried to get black teachers, they said no. They unionized, and teachers walked out of the schools and made sure we didn't get to learn. So there's a long history of black people trying to do exactly what you said, Mike, and the system systemically responding in a way where if you don't change that, all the good acting and behaving in the world don't do nothing.
I'm agreeing with you. I just know I was in the Bronx when you're saying, and I know too many people who didn't sell crack.
But it only takes a certain amount of people.
But what I'm saying is, like, I get it. I'm just saying, if we could just stop before we jump into everything, if we could just stop.
If we could just Brown thing. Okay, so the drugs are grown, the drugs are flown over, the drugs are on these ships, right? Like all these things are happening. And then we wait till the 10th step of the drug process and say, hey, you kid in the ghetto who has nothing, no education, no opportunity, you're responsible. Not in Mena, Arkansas, where they're dropping all these boatloads of drugs.
No, you're right.
The Vanilla Blend don't work for the CIA. The CIA, they're bringing stuff in body bags. Iran-Contra. Oliver North and Ronald Reagan are pushing it.
Yes.
I should stop it. It's
no,
my responsibility.
But Doc, what I'm saying is, you're right.
But I'm saying
everything. No. You're right. You are absolutely right. The problem is, at a certain point, we know this. We're aware of this. And we keep promoting it. And we keep telling whatever we do, we still have, and I get it. Everything you're saying is the responsibility of what happened is not ours. You're right. But the end of the day is, if they keep beating me and I keep going like, yeah, but I keep doing this, you got to go like, okay, well, is there any way that we can just go like, all right, can we just beat them by us deciding we're not going to do this? Because
I guess the question is, what did the man in the video do?
No.
It seems like he did everything that you're saying.
No, he was perfect. No.
Still got beat.
No, we this conversation went somewhere different. That they did nothing.
So many instances like that. I think there's too many Fernando Castillos now. Because back in the 80s and 90s, that was a major debate about accountability versus systemic change. You know, both required. People got to act, people got to change the way they behave. People got to change the system. And there was a debate. But there's so many instances recently of people literally not breaking any laws or being aggressive. Like there's so many of those, like Breonna Taylor, like you're in your house sleeping, you're an EMT, and you got people busting down your door and shooting and killing you. I think we've reached a tipping point where the majority of black people in particular are like, I don't want to hear the responsibility politics as much right now, because right now we're in a time where I'm watching every week somebody doing exactly that and still dying. But it's almost like when they had that boy that plugged up the hole in the dam. Like right now, a lot of people are bailing the water in the buckets, but it's like there's a source. And as long as that source is still flooding us, we have to go plug in the source. Don't sit there and empty out the buckets like it's not going to keep coming. The water's going to keep rising until you identify the source of the water. You got to sacrifice and give your life to plug it up. Go to the plug and stop the plug. Don't worry about the buckets. I know some people aren't moving their buckets fast enough. Some people are putting buckets, and dumping water back in. I got all that. I'm saying let's all or enough of us, focus on plugging it up, and we won't have to worry about what anybody's doing with their buckets, because there'll be no more water coming in. And that's what the Asian community understood. So instead of having contentious town halls where they debated each other, instead of dividing their community into those who wanted to be political versus those who wanted to be proactive in terms of responsibility personally, they didn't even have those conversations in the Asian community. They were like, we are going to get what we need for change to occur. We need you to say it now, make the memorandum. And they went up and did it. Then they said, we need an executive order. They can still do it. You can still go beat up an Asian person, but they're going to bring this executive order out on your butt in court. And instead of getting 5 years, you're going to get 13 to 25. And that's what changes people. And if they don't change, they go.
We're off on different subjects with Dr. Smith. This country has never hated Asians the way they hate black people. They've never targeted Asians the way they targeted black people. They dropped bombs on Japan and helped rebuild it. They wouldn't give reparations to black people for slavery. So there is a different agenda when it comes to black people than there is Asian people.
So we got to go harder to get ours. I'm saying we're not getting ours in 5 months.
No, what I'm saying is that there's a point where it's almost segregation right now. It's almost something where everybody has to come together and be like, these inner cities are profitable. We know they are, but there's no leadership to be like, all right, let's come together and let's make these North Phillies, these South Bronxes, these Harlems, before white people get them and make a gang of money off of it. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. Let me just finish this real quick. I'm just saying, the plan that this hatred has for black people is so devilish and so consistent from the inception of this country that and they've separated us so much that until we can get, and I hate to sound like a we are the world thing, the Bloods, the Crips, the Mexican gangs, if they were protecting the block, it would be forceful. If we literally could be like, yo, just protect us. Don't do what we're doing to each other. And I know who infiltrated. I know Ronald Reagan and Oliver North put the crack in. I know they pushed this stuff. But if we had the same length and we said, yo, can y'all just protect the block for us? Just protect
when
them.
They do that, 1992, gang truth, right? Rodney King. I remember growing up and people saying, if the gangs. And I remember watching the gangs make a truce. And then I looked around and said, what y'all going to do now? And you know what they did? Nothing. So in my lifetime, I lived through the gangs doing that and the system not giving jobs, flooding with more drugs, more instigators and infiltrators, committing acts of crime, agent provocateurs. So no, I know that we got to pull the bottom block in this Jenga game. F them top blocks. I don't care how many people's rags were tied up celebrating. There's a whole lot of flags, right? A whole lot of dancing. I remember the truce. I was there for Million Man March and for 92 when the riots were. I remember everybody getting along, but if the system is not there to facilitate and respond to the changes in behavior, it's for nothing.
But I'm saying you have to have leaders that create the system in those environments. You have to create. It goes the other way around. But you have to create
your. Not black people change, then the system changes. It's the system changes, and that's what's going to change the people. The system
ain't never going to change.
No. But if we said that in slavery, we'd be on plantation. We said that during slavery.
No, the system is going to change. No, we went from horrific to bad.
No. I really call myself an optimist because when I study history and I hear about people literally having their children snatched from them, when I hear about somebody raping somebody's wife or husband in front of, that's the problem with slavery. It's not taught. Because if slavery was really taught, people would be like this, like, whoa, we came a hell of a long way. You couldn't look at people? You had to step off of a sidewalk? Wait, somebody could have your child snatched out of their house and murdered by grown men and not get. It was a different time. And a lot of black people are like, yeah, because I got beat up by the cops. So it's the same thing. They have no idea. They have no idea. I'm talking about black people. Black people have no idea where we come from.
And I understand
how they used to really breed us. Like they used to make cousins sleep with aunts, and no, we have come exponentially far. That's why I say African Americans have no right ever to say what we can't do or how far we haven't come. We have come so far. They didn't think we were human beings. We become presidents. Like we have come such a long way that just getting a couple bad cops to get in line ain't nothing but a couple more pieces of legislation. They didn't have us voting rights act. Like they didn't have us free, emancipate. Like we need a piece of paper. And after that, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Doesn't change everybody's heart. We get that. Dr. King talked about morality versus legislation. You can't legislate morality. I got all that. But every time I see a major change for black people, I do see a piece of paper with it. And usually the piece of paper comes, in the early stages, if not first. We do the early stages of pressure. We revolt, right? We make sure we foment the atmosphere that makes the emancipation possible. We do the Montgomery bus boycott. We set the stage. We keep that energy in the air so people are forced to sign those papers. But we move to get the paper signed. We don't move to debate each other, because that's where the movement went left with the Panthers and SNCC and all that. We started arguing with each other and the Muslim movement. The arguing with each other usually destroys our movements. What usually helps us to understand we're on the same page is having a common enemy. Y'all all want emancipation. Y'all all want desegregation.
Dr. Smith, can you repeat what you just said?
I'm saying we need to get together in that.
But the common enemy,
Joe Biden.
But this is what I'm saying about the system. This is what I'm saying about creating and protecting our own neighborhoods now.
But I'm agreeing with you, Mike. I'm saying that's how we do it. I'm not even disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm saying the way we do it is not town halls, pulling pants up, or even having truces. I'm saying the way we do it is no matter what me and you disagree about, Mike, no matter what gang this person's in, that gang person's in, we all need to get on Joe Biden's ass. Because I don't think people really realize until the president does something they don't like tell him to get a shot, people don't realize how much power the president really has. A lot of people don't study these, 3 branches of government like Schoolhouse Rock back in the day. I'm a bill on Capitol Hill. These young people who are out, these social justice warriors, they don't know how much because Nancy Pelosi, I'll give you an example, recently said the president can't, alleviate student debt. He just doesn't have that power. And then the guy was like, yeah, but he can communicate to the Office of Education that that's what he wants done. And it's done. So they're playing semantics. I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing for you, man. No, Joe Biden could have ended homelessness with the $25 billion in additional funding he just asked for the military spending. He asked for $25 billion more. So while you ain't working and while your kid is worried about wearing a mask and while all these people got student debt and all these people don't got health care, what did Joe Biden decide to prioritize? $25 billion in additional military spending. F that.
All right, we're on another subject now, and
we gotta get beat up for driving. People hiding tapes. Know what he could do? He could say national record. No, he could say national recording of all incidents mandatory. He can with a pen. He could say the way that we don't count how many people get killed by the police because they don't have to report. These are executive decisions
and making it a federal offense.
Yes, he could say he is literally his attorney general is literally the top cop.
And I've said this about Joey B. forever, and I've said this about Black people and Hispanic people jumping up. But I will tell you this, 2 things. Number 1, Trump shows you what a president can do. See, when everybody is so busy saying Donald Trump's an idiot in this art of war, examine what he did. He's told you I can do whatever I want as a president. Number 2, Joey B is Obama's boy. Let's get this clear so everybody can get offended right now. Obama could have had the same attitude Trump had, where, you know what? You cops ain't killing Black people no more. He didn't. Even in his second term when he knew I'm out of here, he still didn't. Just gonna put that out there real quick on how he claimed a lot of things. And all Obama and Donald Trump did, they did the same thing. They activated a core of voters. Obama activated white people who were like, yo, this is really bad that Black people have been going through this. We really need to change. And then activated minorities, including Hispanics and Black people. All Donald Trump did was do the same thing. He activated his core. He just said, let's make America great again. It's the same shit.
All of them kept the war in Afghanistan going because that's
all of them.
People are missing with this whole 20 years in Afghanistan and all the trillions of dollars that were spent on that war. Literally $300 million a day in Afghanistan, and people don't realize that was through Democrats and Republican presidents.
Yes,
20 years. But that's the problem, though. We're looking at the top. Same thing. We're looking at the surface. What are the minor differences in these minor strategies? No, underneath. Do they all not give universal health care? Do they all increase military spending? Are they all in Afghanistan dropping bombs and spending $300 million a day? That's the part that they never let us focus on TV because they want to talk about Obama's tan suit and flag pin or Trump said something nasty about different countries. No. When they start giving you that 3-card shell game, you need to look beneath the table and say, what is the real issue? The real issue is y'all are both in Afghanistan. Afghanistan. Y'all are both against universal health care. Y'all are both doing, that's why I say a systemic change. I don't care about the personality shifts. That's what they tell us. We got to get a different personality in the White House. We got to get a personality like Joe Biden. Because now personality. Then we start playing personality games, and all the policies stay the same. But people make the policy changes, realize and look right through it and say, it don't matter who's in. We need to apply the same type of pressure and make sure these frauds don't keep us on the surface when we need to go deep.
But we have too much money right now. We got too many billionaires. We have too much money right now that we can, that there's billions and billions of dollars that could be put into cities that we create, that we invigorate, that we change, from charter schools to everything like that. There's too much money out there right now. We have no excuse anymore. We have no excuse. There's enough money out there now. Like literally, everybody would always tell you, it's not enough money, Mike. You're bugging. 100 million doesn't do it. No, now I'm talking. I can name 5 billionaires off the top who could literally change these cities if you stop doing album release parties.
I would say towns. I go with you with towns.
No, okay. How about this? Atlanta right now could be changed overnight if 3
Atlanta would be an
billionaires.
exception if there is one. Yes, and that gentleman who forgave the gentleman Smith who forgave all the loans for the Morehouse brothers. I think that's a great example of that, Mike. How one person could say, "I got bank. I'm going to change hundreds of lives that are going to change tens of thousands of millions of lives." Yes, in one.
And we're not even talking about. There's nobody that organized Black Wall Street, which is called the NBA.
But again, we can't be building these sandcastles on roads full of tanks because we gotta go the whole way of Black Wall Street. If somebody else could just fly over you and bomb your stuff, then we got to change this system. Before we start putting the first brick down to make the new Black Wall Street, we got to make sure that the system is structured so it won't be the next Black Wall Street at the same time in terms of how.
And they're not going to drop bombs because at the same time they still need our votes. So we got to manipulate them. But we have enough money and intellect right now to do it.
But I think that's part of the problem because even with the Fed, when somebody else can control the value of the money you hold, like again, they can just press more money and change how much money your money's worth. Like there's fundamental foundational levers of power where the reason why Greenspan and all these bankers want to be part of the Fed because the Fed loans to the government. And I think it was Adam Weishaupt who said, if you let me control the money supply, I care not who makes the laws. But if you let me control the money, I care not who makes the laws because we're going to buy them and we loan the government's money anyway for their wars. They in debt to us.
No,
so
that's what I'm
understand where the real power is like, oh, okay. But I don't want to just make money. I want to make the money.
But that's what I'm saying. What you're saying, I'm saying, the money of these billionaires are intertwined with so much now that you can't just shut them down anymore. Like that's their weakness.
Difficult. But I'm saying, that's why the smartest people they lobby, Mike. I'm saying the billionaires don't go around making it rain. They go around lobbying because they know with one tax break from Trump, they can get more than they would spending half of their money. I'm showing you like so when a billionaire gets to really lowering how the game works, he says, I ain't gonna go ahead and spend my money. I'm gonna go out here and change the rules.
No, and the rules will do. Well, the rules will.
Us going out and breaking bread with people and buying things and spending on our people. It's about us, like everybody else who becomes a billionaire says, wait a minute. The real way to make money is to not get taxed. And I'm not gonna get any income like Bezos, no income. So I keep all my money. If you work for 10 years and get $1 million, they take half. If you borrow $1 million tomorrow, Mike, you know how much the government takes?
But Dr. Smith,
I'm saying this is an important fact.
No. I know what you're saying, but you're not gonna change the tax laws because Jeff Bezos, if he pulls out the economy, it will destroy Wall Street. So they are gonna.
This is what people don't understand. At this point, maybe not in 20 years when they have all the AI and the robots are doing all the work, but at this point, we still have the capacity to shut the machine down. It might be the last generation to be able to say we're not going to work and things change the way they do because they might have robots in 20 years and they'll be like, we don't want you to work anyway, right? But for right now, with this mass exodus of people not going back to work after COVID, there is a major, major concern that people are just not buying it anymore. And that's why we're hearing conversations about universal basic income. When Andrew Yang was saying it, he was all crazy. right? A few months later, we're giving out checks to everybody, child credits, tax credit, this credit, working credit, moratorium on paying your rent, right? The same things they said could never happen a year ago. People were saying that when Andrew Yang was running, they'll never give checks to people for not working. Look at us now. Now there's people all the way at the top, like, we got to do something, because if they don't eat, they're going to tear down our stuff. And I think people need to realize what their why is. They need workers. These bosses do need workers. And right now, these Amazon factories, they're fighting unionizing desperately, because if these people do get, that's what the getting together we need to do is things like unionizing. The getting together, what we need to do is get together and pressure politicians. The getting together, what we need to do is petition and get these bills drafted and contact, Congress people and senators and apply so much pressure that it's in their best interest. Like when Black Lives Matter finally caught on, we need to make it so people are like volunteering to say what they did this week for their community, as opposed to just like, avoiding us and wondering if they really need to do it, if the pressures, what public opinion is. But we don't know how it works. That's why people who are in the minority are doing this. People who don't have the numbers we have done this. There are communities who have 10% of the populations that we have.
Is there something in what Action's saying about Black leaders are afraid to lead because they kill our leaders?
I mean, we kill our rappers, so I don't want to hear
That's
about.
Part of it. No. I mean, those public executions were done for a reason.
Yeah.
Back on the plantation, there was slave breaking for a reason. They would bring the most rebellious enslaved African. They would rape him and kill him in front of everybody. The reason why the lynching was not done in a backyard, but was done in a town square, yes, that's part of the equation. Yes, we want to instill fear in people and make sure that anybody else who gets any bright ideas, whether it's the baby making a comment or whether it's an enslaved, we're going to make an example, or Lil Boozy, we're going to make an example out of anybody who stands up and speaks out against the narrative that we want to push.
It's modern day buck breaking.
But here's my thing too. But now there's so many ways to move in silence. There's so many people who didn't even know who the Koch brothers were. The Koch brothers were changing entire small elections throughout the United States with their money and their influence. They were going around lobbying and petitioning, and they were just changing the whole demographic of the United States, simply by leveraging their money, not spending it, but just by like Bill Gates is doing with farmland and with agriculture, and like there's ways you can sit on boards. That's what you want to do.
But Doc,
no reason to give you your money when I can be a trustee.
But Doc, they were leveraging their money and changing the game amongst other white people. It's a difference.
No, there is a difference.
There's a difference when I bring my money to my fellow white people and go like, we're going to change the game. So I just want to say this in the neighborhood. This is what I'm saying about taking control of our neighborhood. Everybody gets pissed at these Koreans. Everybody's pissed at Koreans running every store that goes on in every neighborhood, in every city. I mean, every city. Kansas City, LA, Dallas, every city, the Koreans got their stores. All I'm saying is there's enough money right now in our community to literally create our own economy. It's there now. There's no excuse anymore. There's enough money.
I agree the money is there.
And not only the economy, the schooling, to create our own. Like I agree with everything you're saying, but my thing is like the power is like we have the real estate. I don't think people understand how much power you have in being on that real estate. Is having that real estate. McDonald's is not filthy rich because of the burger. McDonald's is rich because of the real estate they own throughout the world. And we own this real estate, and white people and the system knows it, so they pick and choose what parts of the real estate they're going to take from us. Well, now we have the money to actually influence and make those blocks productive and profitable. And make it that.
But this is where history plays a major part. My family members were in New York during urban renewal. My family did exactly what you said, Mike. They ran a freeway through their neighborhood and displaced all of them. Like, you have to get at the root of the systemic part. So yes, sometimes they don't drop a bomb. Sometimes they run a highway through it. There was a big story that Amber Ruffin just did, who works with Seth Meyers and others, and she talked about all these black towns that were placed underwater when they put rivers and through these different areas. Literally, there's black towns, churches, banks, underwater to this day. A whole list of black towns throughout America. So we can make all the towns we want. If they can run a highway through it, put water over it, or drop a bomb on it, we gotta have a deeper conversation. It's not just about us getting together and Three Little Pigs and working this thing out. They will come by and drown, submerge our entire community. Central Park was Seneca Village. If they could come and say, okay, pack it up, then let's not focus so much on this building and uniting, and let's make sure that can never happen again. Let's be on these boards.
And I'll tell you how that can't never happen again. Because now the people that are in power will affect your election. And that's all they're worried about. Now the people who are doing this can affect your election. Now they literally can stop you from getting voted in. And now the power that you're saying, and we're kind of agreeing right now. Now the political power.
I'm about to go in on these Joe Biden supporters again. Because what you said is very powerful just now. But when you have,
I'm going to give you. Hold on, Dr. Smith. I'm going to give you the next 5 minutes to go in on Joe Biden because I've been saying this, and nobody on this show has listened. And nobody on this show has listened.
But real quick, is that true? What Ashley said they got a whip on the police badge in New York. The state police, they got that's their logo. A man with a.
I don't get
that's
that
kind of. That's you say you don't get that close. All right, go ahead, keep going then. All right.
No. But Mike, what we're both saying, there's a nice overlap to what we're both saying. Because when the unification is there and people do realize how important systemic changes and policy changes, let's say both are being done. Let's say people take what Michael Shawn said to do with an understanding of the importance of what Dr. Smith is saying at the same time. Let's say somebody says, I like what both of y'all brothers are saying. We do need to clean up our communities and build, but we do need to also realize historically that wasn't enough when we did those things, right? Let's say somebody's right there in between both of us and agreeing with what we're saying. But I'm going to tell you what the problem is in the modern day context. You got these, I'll just say it. You got people on the Congressional Black Caucus and these black people getting checks locally to help people get voted in, right? And I was on the radio arguing with these same folks, a lot of these boomers. And I was like, okay, let's vote for him. Okay, he's better than Trump, but we have to make our demands now. You don't give somebody 5 children, then ask to get married. You don't move in and sign a lease and then ask for repairs. You don't give away the milk when you got to ask him now and let him know what our agenda is. You know what they said to me? When he gets in there, we're going to push him. I said, oh, you're a fool. Thank you for letting me know that you are a fool. You're the one who has the 5 kids and says, we're going to get married one day. Okay, you go ahead and take that chance. So these people, many of them black prominent people, a lot of these Joe Biden pom-pom wearing, greased up, no Vaseline and fake pseudo bourgeois acting like leaders, Clyburn type individuals who told all of us rebellious Negroes they was the ones buck breaking. It was a lot of times the buck breakers were black back in the day too. They used a black person to break the other. So Clyburn was telling us, burn, baby, burn is bad. Y'all got to calm down and leave my Joe alone. And nah. So now when we do get ourselves together and we do realize where the levers of power are, and we go out in the street and we select our own candidates, whether it be Nina Turner in Ohio, who just lost because of some shadiness, or whether Bernie Sanders, because we want student debt forgiveness and universal health care. And y'all, again, they rigged the game. They changed the rules. They got Obama calling Buttigieg, talking about you ain't never gonna have enough power as you have today. You need to drop out. And so if they call it the jockey syndrome, if all you're gonna do, like Outlaw and Dunk, we talked about it before with Lou Alcindor, if all you're gonna do is change the rules once I start winning, then we have to have a rules conversation. But if you got agents and traitors and sellouts in the way as a buffer class to stop you from getting to them, when you finally get your mind right, get unified and understand where power lies, then we need to make sure we do it. Like during the rout in China, they didn't just kick out all the invaders and the immigrants. They kicked out the treasonous Chinese. They culled the herd. They said, some of y'all got to go. Because some of y'all don't have one critical thought in your body, and all you want to do is say, support Joe, support Kamala, support Kamala. You got to go. Because we waking up now. We know where power lies, and we getting together. We tired of y'all just like we tired of them. And all these black people that just want to wear these buttons and come into the hood once every 4 years, 2 years, y'all got to go. And whatever that means, I need a lot of black people who are moving in silence to recognize some of your greatest adversaries and impediments to progress aren't just the drug dealers and the gang members. It's these fake politicians and fake black leaders in the community on the take.
That might have been the first time me and Dr. Smith, I will say I 1 million, 1,000, trillion, billion agree with you. Because I've been
when we finish arguing, when we finally meet in the middle, it's them that shuts us down.
Exactly.
Like other group that says, no, chill out. He not that bad. just sign this, and I'm gonna have a town hall with you because we know Pastor Pork Chop that lives right in your community.
Not Pastor Pork Chop.
And we gonna let y'all all get on the mic one at a time for 4 hours, and then we're gonna go back and not change anything.
I will say this: a genius is somebody's mastered common sense. Common sense. Why was Kamala Harris put on the ticket? And anybody want to answer the question? Anybody? Why was she put on the ticket with Joe Biden?
I would say, I was gonna say, I would say a lot of reasons, but one, to make him more digestible to Black people.
Yeah, he did. Okay. He did say he's gonna pick a Black woman without even really considering.
I mean, and that was like that was a double. She's a woman, so I got that for all my feminists, and then she's Black. I got all my Black people.
So that was for votes, right?
Yeah, but in full circle, Mike, like we said in the beginning of the conversation, talking about Kanye West, how people like the sensationalism and don't like the substance. They pick symbolism over substance, and nobody does that better than Democrats. They will give you identity politics all day. They'll have somebody who hates Black people and who hates, but they'll say, "Oh, but he's gay." It's like, well, what is that?
Look at the comment, right?
But her own people weren't voting for her.
Our comment said, "I'm happy to see a Black woman there."
Yeah, it looked like a whip to me.
So they say it's a tool to measure water depth. Is what they're trying to explain it out to be.
And what's the Native American doing there?
Yeah, it looks like a whip.
Why are we so surprised when it's all based on the overseers who were overseeing slaves? Like
in LA, they got the SWAT patch because that conflict with the Black Panthers. They be celebrating,
But my thing with the common sense thing again, once again, they put Kamala Harris not there because she was going to make any change. She wasn't.
She said she wasn't. Remember that video we played? They got some Black people. No,
I'm a vice president. I'm here. And the next step is the Democrats will use her as the next person to run if they think it's time.
I don't think that's going to happen based on
no. If they get desperate, trust me, if they get desperate and they think this is a good now because Biden is struggling so much with Afghanistan because he's not handling anything right, even though he's just doing what everybody else has done. He just got stuck with the person that had to actually pull the troops out. Even though, let me quote me on this, y'all. In 4 to 5 years, there will be a president that runs on the policy that we need to go back in Afghanistan to fight terrorism. Watch what I tell you.
I'm pulling him out though. I hate on Joe all day, but a broken clock. It was we needed to get out, and even Hillary Clinton a long time ago basically said the same thing. How when we were using them as a proxy against the Soviet Union, it was all good. But once the Soviet Union fell, and the same people that we supported ended up biting us, whenever we pulled out, it was going to be that.
But you know what? But I'm never going to say never to pull out because you should pause. But you should because these young women and men are sitting there risking their lives. I'm going to say while you were there, why did you not rebuild them and increase their economy and make money off of them? That sounds horrible. But why did you not do what you did for other countries and actually make them powerful the way we did with every country we bombed, from Germany to Japan? We rebuilt them and made them a powerful economy. For some reason, we didn't do this in Afghanistan.
Well, we did.
I mean, we milked.
What's the number one product coming out of Afghanistan?
Oil.
No, opium.
It's not oil.
Opium. But
there's a whole lot of deals being made, Mike. There's a whole lot of
but this is my thing is
they were there for a reason.
But why not instead of sucking them dry, why not create an economy for them instead of just sucking everything dry? Create an economy, because it's something that happens when people start making money, when regular people, America, for example, when people start making money, all of a sudden we ain't for the cause.
I was going to say, we're not even doing that in Philly, so I know we're not going to do that in Afghanistan. But you're right, Mike. That model is actually more productive. The model of looking at people like they're people, the model of having people have a buy-in to the system, those are models. But when you come with a colonial mentality, when you come with an exploitative mentality, like you said, and the irony is in the wild, when predators do that, when they overeat the food that's available to them and they over-dominate, they end up making themselves extinct. They end up getting cut out of the equation because they offset the balance of nature. So it's interesting how people who dominate everybody and take from everybody, the way it usually works, birth rates start going down and you start disappearing and demographic shifts start occurring. And it's ironic because Black people get really upset sometimes. And I say it's like a fish out of water. Just watch them. Because eventually people who do that and behave that way and keep taking, just like at the end of Training Day with Denzel, when your comeuppance comes and nobody's there to help you. That's what America's looking like right now. You ran all around doing everybody dirty for the past 2 hours of this movie, America, right? And now you're out in that parking lot with them Puerto Ricans and everybody's looking at you like, bruh, you ain't do nobody good. You was excluding the Chinese. You was dogging you put our kids in cages just recently. Like everybody's looking around like, bro, you on your own with this one. And I think that a lot of the things that people hope is going to happen or think won't happen are inevitable because they're not replacing themselves in sufficient numbers to maintain power on this planet. And that's why there's so much fear about these demographic shifts and all of these Latinos coming and all of these. Like, they have fear because they know the numbers. They know the reality. All the rhetoric and all the protests and all the insurrections running up and down stairs and grabbing a few cops, that don't mean nothing when you only giving birth to 0.5 people. And there's people in Africa right now still having 6 to 9 babies. And that's the truth of it. That's why Bill Gates is pushing to. That's why everybody wants to make laws about who can come in the country. That's why they know what's really going on. What's really going on is you disappearing off this planet and you can't maintain power and you've done a lot of dirt. And when you know that, some people just sit back. A lot of black people just sit back, have their kids mind their business, and just watch more black people get elected into office, watch more black people become officers of the law, watch more black people become teachers, and watch these other people cry over critical race theory and have mental breakdowns because people are exercising or selling water or just walking dogs in the park. So I see where it's at. That's why I'm like, I don't think this is going to last too long. It's not sustainable.
And I want next week, I want to, because I know we talked about critical race theory, but I want to play an old clip next week, and I'm writing this down right now, of Bill Maher, who I watch on HBO, who I don't particularly care for a lot right now, and I want to get your opinion on critical race theory and how Bill Maher actually in one of his shows, I think it was like 2 months ago, literally looked in the camera and said, because Kevin Hart said, it's even worse now that we see black people dying like this on TV and we see it every day. And he actually pointed out and said, you act like it's as bad as it was in 1950. And I thought that was ironic that a white guy was gonna decide what was better and what was worse when you weren't part of the suffering. It's like me telling a woman, he don't beat you that much no more. What you mad about? So, but I want to get the clip. I'm gonna find the clip so you can see. So you can see the actual clip. So you can respond to it, and I'm gonna let you just go. And that's next Friday. But I just want you to see the clip because me saying it is gonna give the same emphasis as you seeing him say it.
And earlier, related to the dialogue, Tupac clip. I always thought first time I saw that Tupac clip, I thought it was amazing and dope. So I'm related to the dialogue. I'm gonna just play the Tupac clip that she talked about.
Yes, my raps are filled with rage. One of these days, we gotta bust back for the homies. You have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over I mean, just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to, we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? Ask? I put my gun away and grab my AK. It's getting hectic. I can't call it.
Yeah, I always like that one. But I think we come full circle with the recent looting because I felt like that was manifested when everybody was all throughout these cities running in these stores and burning stuff down. And that's why I'm having the conversation now, because word to Kanye, that symbolism is emblematic of how a lot of people have been feeling, bottled up, about to explode. You see a lot of Karen activity. A lot of people like coming out the house at 80% on edge right now. And, you know, it wasn't just theatrics for me. I saw some of the deeper symbolism and how that could resonate with people, how people just really feel like, you know, they're ready to bust. And as the people, I think we've reached that phase where we did the looting and the burning. So I think we've had that cleansing moment. We had that moment. We've released that. And now I think somebody said something about moving in silence and really regrouping. And I'm even considering the Rashad Tate vibes. If you ever watch Power, Lorenz Tate character, the politician, where it's like, yo, you got to get in those rooms and at those tables at this point. And I saw that whole story about Kamala Harris being the most unpopular vice president in history. You can Google that. You know, the conservatives were jumping on that opportunity to talk about her. But it's not just conservatives that are, you know, filling out these surveys. So when they're arguing that she's the most unpopular, she was more unpopular than Nancy Pelosi and Cuomo with his groping self. More unpopular? Okay. But
people say they'd rather have a black lady in there, though. He still want it, right? They still want her.
And those people are the problem. Those are people I'm talking about. People who would not consider the policy and would like to be killed under a black woman vice president instead of being killed under a white man. Those are people who really need to get out the way and need to back up from the table. Because those are the people who are always trying to make decisions for the mass of black people. You know, y'all need to vote for Biden in Carolina. Clyburn said, no. Y'all are y'all are R. Kellys of politics. The poisonous Pied Pipers of politics, misleading people into the wrong directions to the slaughter.
Don't be coming at Suave. Don't be coming at my people now.
This ain't the 60s. We don't need nobody telling us, well, you're not that bad. Like that made sense when you was getting beat over the head. Like right now, we need actual memorandums and executive orders. Like we need something tangible. We don't need that she wears Converse and listens to Tupac before Tupac was even making music when she was in college. We don't need that right now. We need somebody to say, when I get in office, this killing's going to stop. I'm a black woman, and for Breonna Taylor, for Sandra Bland, for Eleanor Bumpers back in the day, like we need that black woman.
But you know, they sold us on all of that because it's relatable. Yeah, she was the only thing that was relatable. So it's like, okay, she listened to Pac. All right, yeah, I got some chucks in the closet.
They sold us. They sold us on Barack.
Instagram,
like Barack,
at least Barack lied. I mean, at least Barack promised. Barack had a good spiel, Mike.
No, he had a great spiel. He sold their every. No, this is what black people said. He can't just be a president for black people. Then Donald Trump got into office and proved to you, yes, you can.
Presidents for white people.
No pun intended.
Yes, you can.
But the irony is, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are doing things just for certain groups. That video we played about her saying not doing anything for black people. I just read you something she did for Asian Americans and Hawaiian. Like, how many people here are really from Hawaii like that? To be named in an executive order by name. Like, really, Hawaiians is getting more than all the millions of black people?
Because once again, I'm going to say it as a Puerto Rican. There has never been a race of people that has been targeted in this country's history other than the Native Americans. There's never in this world has there ever been a race of people of that skin color that has been targeted ever. It is unprecedented.
But that's why, Mike, that's why I'm agreeing with you. And that's why our vetting process is of critical importance to a level that other people could never understand. That's why when people stand up for black people, when people say they're leaders of black people, what you just said, the context you just gave is why it's such a big deal. Don't stand up saying you for these people who have been. That's like somebody going to a support group of women who've been abused to pick up women. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be in this space where people have been treated this way, claiming that you got a solution, that you're gonna be a protector, that you're gonna support, that you're gonna sacrifice, and all you got for me is, hey, I'm black and I got a vagina. Like, if that's all you got,
could it be a bigger picture? Because she's apparently going to be going for that presidency because Joey B will be too old in 3 more years. So could it be still play that middle ground to keep the white folks can win in 3 years if she's going to run for president?
I'll give you two reasons why that's never going to be the case. Not just because I don't think Joe Biden's going to make it for the next 3 years for one reason or another. I'll leave that like that. The midterm elections are going to show just how we feel about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and it's going to show that slingshot that's been festering in the Republican Party ever since they thought the election was stolen. They are waiting for this midterm. We are just going to maybe participate. They are so riled up and ready. They haven't had a chance to have their voices heard, and they don't see their power being. They are waiting for 2022 like nobody's business. And the same way when Obama got in office and the Republicans came and smacked down that midterm election, oh man, you think she got support? She got the type of support that gets you in, the symbolic support that doesn't stay on top of you to make sure you carry out your policy, but also doesn't stay consistent to vote in the smaller local elections. So the Kamala supporters are the type that leave you high and dry during midterm elections because they're not the real folks. They're the folks who just want to get in the way of rebellious Black people, tell us if we don't vote, we don't matter, and then go back to their lives of not being politically engaged. So those Black people who got Biden in office don't even know what date the midterms are or when it's coming or what's on the agenda. So they're going to get the floor mop with them during the midterms. And the other thing is, they're not going to have their ace in the hole. What is the reason we all voted for Joe Biden, Jay Black? Because he was what?
He was affiliated with Barack. He's a Democrat.
No.
He was the best. He was the best option out of the two.
Why do we opt for him instead of not opting out? Because he was not, or because he was better than
Trump.
They don't have that this time, Jay. How they gonna get me to the poll this time? Last time they could say, "I hear you, brother, Dr. Smith, but if you don't, boogeyman, vote out of fear," which you should never do. But they had that card to play. They had a big leverage card where it's like, "Yo, if you don't participate in the way we see you should, there's a possibility Trump could win." And if that's not the case, like it's not during midterm elections, that's why nobody's going to the midterms. Trump ain't gonna be on the ballot, so most of us gonna stay home because we don't care what happens.
And y'all better, and everybody in this country better hope that the IRS and what's going on in New York gets Trump on something that literally says he can't run again. Because if he runs again,
well, that might be the best thing for Kamala.
They coming, bring him out.
No, see, Mike, this is where it gets dirty. Because you don't be surprised if there's some people in power now that are trying their damnedest to make sure Trump has a chance to run, because that's the only thing that can get their people looking good. The only thing that's gonna make Kamala look acceptable or digestible is being anti-Trump. That's the only way we vote for Kamala.
There's the only problem I have, and this is my conspiracy theory. Republicans stole one election, then the Democrats learned and stole another election. And this next election, when it happens, they are both going to be, it's going to be bulletproof. They're going to have their defense mechanisms up that neither one of them can steal it. And when Trump puts his foot in this ass of these races in this country, Kamala doesn't have what it takes to actually beat him. I promise you.
Not at all. She didn't have what it takes to beat Buttigieg.
At all.
Like, people, we really do need a wake-up call. She wasn't going to win California, where she's from. She was 4th and 5th among Black people, and it was more Black women that were against her than Black men. Like, I remember these days. People want to act like, oh, I liked her. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. There was Black people telling me why we should vote for Bloomberg. I remember having Bishop.
I had that conversation with Hispanics on Bloomberg. Is a billionaire. He knows how to work the system. And I'm saying, did you see what he did in New York? Yeah, but he cleaned up 42nd Street. Talk about it. I was like, what are we talking about here? Like, are you serious? You want Bloomberg to run the country?
And then they want to act like they was all on the Kamala train. Like no. And that's why it doesn't last. When people say something but they don't really mean it, 3-4 years from now, the true colors are going to come out. It's going to come out that people are going to say things like, I just didn't want Trump to win. And that's why a lot of people did this.
That was it. That was it.
She look like, it's hard not to vote for people that look like you, though. Like, I get all y'all said. It's like, it's still.
Dog, she was doing press conferences and she was stepping. Like, do you know how ridiculous that is? Do you know how ridiculous it is for a politician to literally try and get votes by stepping with her sorority?
So therein lies, and Dr. Smith, you know the power of the vote. You know how the strength in a lot of these organizations are, and if you get the backing of a strong support system to get I'm with you. You know, I'm one of you. You're going to get them supporters and you're going to get those votes. So she was out there doing whatever she had to do to help Joey B and her to get those votes.
Mike,
to match those votes.
Kanye politics, Mike. She was setting herself on fire.
It's embarrassing. It's literally embarrassing. And we didn't learn from when Bill Clinton played a goddamn instrument on Arsenio, and we were like, he's the first black president. No, he wasn't.
Shout out to Arkansas.
Dog, it's literally embarrassing how they treat us, and we go like, oh, that's dope.
The diamond.
Mike. Again, we are on total agreement, because you know who says that the loudest? This same community that I'm chastising today. The ones who say, "Yo, he's just like us because he smoked weed and cheated on his woman. He's black, right?" The same people in other communities who say things like, "Caitlyn Jenner should get the SB as a woman representative." You ain't even never menstruate. Like you ain't never go through nothing. Like you don't kind of smack in the face that is women who raise children, who have lost children, who have dealt with abuse, who have dealt with being paid less. Like you gonna let this person just go ahead and jump in y'all spot and be like, "Oh, she a woman too, just like y'all." Not like us, right?
No,
She black, just like y'all.
She get to pick what color she want to be.
Exactly, but there's always this buffer class of people who try to push it on us. There's always people from our communities that try to sell it on the masses of our people. They sold us Bill Clinton. They sold us and those are people I'm always looking at like, get out of my face. Get out of my community. Stop telling me, put it this way, instead of talking to me, go talk to Joe. You need to be talking to your boy, because he got up there and said, African Americans got me in office and I won't forget y'all. Y'all had my back, I'm gonna have y'all. Where is the evidence of Joe Biden having our back? The first 100 days, there's a full list of executive orders. We're not on one of them.
It's still coming. Give Joey B a little more time.
Listen,
you know
we
how
all.
cottage that would sound though if that was a relationship where somebody's like, "Yo, he has 6 kids with you and 5 outside of the relationship. He gonna marry a girl. You know he love you.
Just hang in there. Hang in there.
When that friend that tells you to stay, that friend is the real demon.
No, listen.
Everybody know he a piece of trash, but your friend that tell you to stay with him,
right?
Oh, she the real problem.
No, there's the funny thing. Just look at COVID, right? They were like, Donald Trump, as long as he's the president, the whole country gonna die of COVID. The numbers are still the same.
Thank you.
With Joey B.
And that they said that's why his approval rating went down. People try to say with Afghanistan, but a lot of people said his biggest dip, I think, was 16%, was due to his handling of the COVID crisis.
The numbers are, you're still saying the same thing. It's just that Trump said it in a more direct, ignorant way.
And while Trump was saying it, Biden was the main. The Biden supporters were the main ones yelling "back to normal." Remember that phrase? We kept saying "back to normal, back to normal." We ain't back. We talking about putting on 2 masks and getting 34 shots.
Some things out of his control, though, y'all.
And get the boost. What he say? What Jay Black said?
He say one of them, Mike. You heard him?
What he say?
He the president.
Some things out of his control. He still, he got to get support from, the whole.
It's our fault.
Congress.
First of all,
we're a unit.
No more, you can do more. They be like, "You ain't doing nothing." They be like, "Well, give him more support."
First of all, in all seriousness, if a doctor really had to test Joey B, I don't think he's really all there right now.
Well, the Joe Biden supporters were saying it and joking about it, Mike, until he started winning primaries.
Yeah.
When everybody thought he was losing again for the third time since he ran this third time as president, never won one state in 30 years. But before Clyburn in Carolina, the average Democrat was like, that dude is that early onset dementia. He's out of it. You hear what he says? He's not with it. He couldn't make it 4 years. And the second he got in position, everybody was like, oh yeah, Joe's great. Joe got it. And that's why I don't respect that. If I don't trust you to have your cognitive faculties, in a way that can lead the nation, I'm not changing that assessment simply for political gain or political positioning. I don't respect stuff like that.
So that stuttering is something serious. I saw Ashley.
Gay marriage, I'm not for gay marriage. Like
Ashley said that.
Like, don't do that within a week. Hillary Clinton.
So you think it's something more to that? The stuttering, the fumbling. You think it's something deeper than that?
I think immensely. We have evidence that Ronald Reagan slept through dementia his second term.
Yeah, he was at least.
And understand. And I'm saying this from my dad, who's in his 70s, and my dad, who's totally into politics, went to Vietnam, totally realized what Vietnam was. And my dad said, we should not be electing. He's in his 70s. We should not be electing somebody to take the most pressured job in the world who's in their 70s.
And the reason why we picked that person at 70 instead of the person that was 10 times healthier is like you said, Mike, there was somebody else who was going with the model you were talking about. Give people something to eat. Give them a job. Give them some health care. It's actually better for everybody. I know it sounds like it costs a lot, but the real cost is when you don't do it. And then, no, they said to that guy, we're going to keep this colonial model going.
Dog, that is the most, I am so baffled with the Bernie Sanders hate. And I'm so, because you're speaking about Bernie Sanders, correct?
Of course, yes.
So I'm so baffled that this is the trick that America has done. All Bernie said was, we should really get free health care, everybody. And we've been so brainwashed that we were like, no, we should pay for it.
But that's what the women do, Mike. When they go to arrest the pimp, it's not the civilians that argue for the pimp's release. It's not the civilians that go down to the roundhouse and bail the pimp out. It's that pimp's hose. That pimp's hose will jump in front of the police.
My bottom got my bottom bitch got me.
Yes.
She's coming to get me.
And a lot of these bottom bitches is out here right now for Joe Biden, making sure we don't come for Joe and come at Joe and give Joe what he's asking for and he deserves because they're getting hoed out. They got on their clear heels and their lip gloss.
Not the clear heels.
Why not only should we
Not
need
the clear heels.
we should get ready to support Kamala.
But hold on, Doc. Bernie Sanders said, I think America's minimum wage should go up. And we said, no, it shouldn't. What?
Because everything else is going to go up. The cost of everything else is going to go up.
I'm not saying we ever deceive women, Mike. But you know you got some good game when you get her to be with it.
Yeah,
you know you got some good game when she want to introduce you to her cousin, and you know you got some good game, Mike. When she's explaining to her friends why it's okay what you do, you know when she becomes an agent of her own manipulation and exploitation, and she starts recruiting chicks like this some Jeffrey Epstein story. You know she starts bringing you chicks. She your bottom chick for real, Mike. You know you got her out there working. You done gave her some game. We going to the top. You're not afraid, baby. I'm Joey B. Now my black got my back. I keep them looking pretty. I keep them with signs, but no policy, no go, right? No real change, but I keep them out there with a button. I keep them out there screaming my name. Say daddy's name. Say Joey B. Don't you love me? Don't you love me? FBB.
Hold on. And then at the end of it, if you don't love me, Barack gonna call you.
And you ain't black.
And you ain't black if you don't listen to Barack. Dog, literally, Bernie Sanders literally said, I want the American citizens to get everything they deserve. And American citizens said, no, we don't want that.
I tried.
We don't want
school that was getting treated so bad, Mike. And one of them told on me like I was doing something wrong for just saying she deserved better and trying to. I've been through all of that. Where it's like, yo, I'm trying to help you. I really have love for you. This is a better way. And people are like, you just trying to. No, that's what that person's doing. The person you defending, the person you with, is the one really abusing you and doing you wrong. But I see that there's no way to have any headway here. No pun intended. I can't have a conversation with people who want to be hoes, who want to be abused. Until you decide, right? Even if you're in a bad situation, until you decide that this ain't right. Your friends can't do nothing for you. And your friends might drive you closer to that person. So a lot of times we be saying all these true facts about Biden, and that makes people closer, into the cult of Biden.
No, you're absolutely right. And I hate to say this. It's almost like when you're dating a girl and you really like her and you guys get into an argument, she looks at you and you're like, what's wrong? She's like, you're not going to hit me? And you like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
I'm surprised you ain't tried nothing.
And you're like, wait a second.
Just ate. We did,
Like, I really, like, trust me, I'm capable, but I really do like you. Like, I would like to just chill with you. But that's what the American public says. My kids are going to be stuck in student loans. Well, Bernie said state colleges should be free. No, we don't want that.
We don't want that. We want Joe. We want Joe.
We want Joe.
He play video games all day. He sell drugs in and out of jail. He beats on you. He's trying to have sex with all your friends. He's not offering you nothing. He's not doing nothing for you. He's always got you in some mess. Why do you stay with him? Girl, I love him. That's how they sound to me when they vote for these people. You don't get free healthcare. You don't get student debt forgiveness.
You ain't got the answer.
People still get killed every day on camera. Why do you still love Joe? I don't know. It's something about Joey B. It's just something you do.
And I don't want to.
Something about Joey B.
Hold on.
Explain it.
Hold on, and I just want to keep it with females. Let's keep it with the guys too.
No, they all females. All these guys, the worst kind of female.
The guys are the worst. The guys. Let's do a metaphor for the guys.
Please.
I could have me this good girl and still be in love with these hood rats. You still like this girl holds you down. Like this girl literally has a job. She literally, your mom loves her. And she is down to do whatever, and you are still out here running around Jill B, not Joey B, Jill B, and you still, you know this chick has had a train run on her.
Say Jill K.
Oh, wow. Jill K, and you still running, because I don't want to keep all the metaphors for women choosing the wrong guy.
You're right, we guilty too. We be hoeing too. We be hoeing out here. Yeah, and nice guys and nice girls sometimes finish last, right? You try to do right, you try to treat people good, and you be like, why wouldn't they see what's so obvious that somebody does not have their best interest at heart, somebody is really literally abusing and taking advantage of them, and they keep going back to them, and sometimes they be getting mad at, like, yes, but that's what we dealing with, Mike. It's not just in relationships, it's not just in rap music on stage, it's in the political world where it's like people get accustomed, they have an appetite for exploitation. I'm going to be exploited. They don't feel comfortable.
I'm going to be real profile right now. I can see Bernie Sanders like by himself in a room, like talking to one of his boys, smoking a blunt, and just really being like, "Yo, I just wanted to give everybody everything. Like, I just wanted to give everybody what they deserved. All I wanted to do was give everybody what an American citizen should have." And yo, you know what they did? They're like, Bernie, what they do? They shitted on me, yo. They shitted on me.
They told me no.
They told me no.
They told me I was too old.
They told me I was too old, and you know,
and they picked a dude my age.
They picked a dude my age.
I was too old and picked a dude the same age as me. I start crying.
Oh, tears go. Yes, that's when the one tear starts dropping.
The one tear starts dropping. We the same age. And I know for a fact this dude can't really say his name without somebody telling him before he acts like, I can't believe this. Like,
yo. No, it's
that's where we at. That's where we at with it, though.
Oh, this has been great. All right.
I'll say we too. I'm gonna throw myself in there too. We do not know how to act when people treat us right.
That's those are facts.
I'm throwing myself in it. I don't want to we not just this, not political. We do not. Everybody gets a little shocked when people start doing the right thing. We're like, "What you up to?" We get suspicious.
But you know why? Because a lot of us don't know what it feels to be treated right.
It's foreign. Yeah, right.
It's foreign to us. It's foreign to us.
Right there. Somebody not trying it, or a woman saying something like, "We could just go to the park." That would throw me off. Wait, you ain't trying to spend my money just in case?
Dude, and hold up. And then how about, and I'll speak for myself. How about when your priorities are so screwed up that you don't realize how good the person is because your priorities are screwed up? So I'm at my house in Jersey and I'm looking around and I'm mad about the clutter. I'm mad about clutter, right? I'm mad about clutter. So my dad gets into the hospital. I'm mad about clutter. So I'm putting this on Stacy, my fiance. I'm putting this on Stacy. I'm mad about the clutter, right? So my dad gets sent to the hospital in an emergency situation. Stacy leaves work because my mom don't know how to get to the hospital. Stacy gets in the car, gets my mom in the car, and takes her to the hospital. And I'm sitting there going, and you was worried about the goddamn clutter. You was worried about the clutter. And the woman who didn't take care of the clutter, it's 10 o'clock at night, is with your mom in front of the hospital while your dad's in there. That's what I'm saying. I see what you're saying, Doc. When we don't understand, we don't even fathom what being treated good is really like.
But it's not just on a macro level, because even in your own life, it's more important to focus on those real substantive, foundational, genuine things that really matter, as opposed to, like we talked about earlier in a lot of different ways, all these symbols and all these signs of the flair for the dramatic, So all this Kanye fire type, she's wearing Chucks and stepping type of energy, it has a place in marketing, right? And getting people's attention. But in terms of lasting value, right? What really matters, right? Like, I can't stress to young men enough. I said, my dad always said to me, whatever you worship either turns gray, wrinkles, or sags.
Ooh.
He said, you're on a path to, have some real difficulty Because you keep looking at this one when they pass by and talking about this body part and talking about this and that. He said that stuff ain't even gonna be there, bro. And you're gonna be like 90% of these dudes struggling inside because of the natural process of people growing. Like you don't want your woman to be 19 in 30 years. You ever try to talk to a 19-year-old? You ever try to talk to a 19-year-old? You forget them body parts in like 10 seconds. And they forget you because they already on their phone again. I'm saying if you mature and get more into reality, the reality is people grow. But if you live in a fantasy world where you expect certain things to say certain way, like that's the problem. A lot of people need to be snatched out of their mind, you know, what they've conceived as the way the world works. Because one of the best things parents tell children is that's not how the world works. Now you could change it. I'm not saying you're not, you know, you can make it so it does work that way. But to let people know what the rules of the game as they exist are and how things function in society, even if they want to make a change, is very important. And I noticed that a lot of adults can't give that to children because they themselves are not aware of these realities. They think if we cheer real loud, Joe Biden is going to make policy changes for us. They don't see it's connected to lobbying and donors and pressure for re-elections. And like, they don't see none of that. They don't see nothing. They don't see the chessboard. They say, if we vote for him, because they're using hood politics. Keep real with you, keep real with me. It's not how they like, yo, that's my bad. The meeting before the meeting, right? There's a whole different world out there. And that's why we be like you said, why did he help us? We like Will Smith talking about his father at the end of that Fresh Prince episode. Why don't he want me, man? We love Joe Biden. Why don't he want us, man?
That's what Bernie Sanders was saying when he was trying to get the Democratic. He was like, why don't they want me? Bernie was like, all I want them to do is get what they deserve. But they don't want me. David Byrne says, most people's mind frame is so uneven and they have hear what you say, but not hearing the positivity that you really are on their side. I don't want nobody to feel that way. I focus on potential and building others up. I'm about each one, teach one, and in that you learn something new every day from each person. That's all I focus on. I don't have time for anything else that is negative because I want the positive to burst out of the atmosphere on me, y'all. And you know what, Dave? I agree with you because I catch myself realizing, like when we're having this conversation with Dr. Smith, we're having this conversation because we're dealing with the negativity that's going on and the wrongs that are going on. But in my personal life, I realize there's a ton of positive stuff going on. There's a ton. Yeah. And it all depends on what lens I want to use that day. I can really depress myself today if I use if I use the wrong lens. But then I use the other lens and I go like, I got a lot of good blessings going on right now. And it's up to you to decide what lens you're going to put on today. It's up to you. Because there are super rich people right now who are sitting in a dark room saying their life is miserable. Like literally just sitting there going like, this is not what I signed up for. So Dave, I appreciate that comment and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Don't take it like we're negative people simply because we're speaking on things that we're complaining, but we actually really are complaining.
Comic relief. To me, politicians have long been comic relief. They are fodder for jokes and releasing stress. And that's why I be laughing and joking and doing all these different voices and having fun, because I really like, what's this phrase? Once somebody shows you who they are, believe them. You know, my
yeah.
Like to me, it's like she was not trying to be slick. Like she was like, I'm going to be a cop. I'm going to be the top cop. I'm going to lock up single moms for when their children late for school. Like she was very consistent in showing you,
very intentional.
Don't love you. I'm not thinking about you. How old was that dude she was dating when he got her the job? He was 60 something and she was like 22. Like she let everybody know this is what I'm about. I ain't worried about what y'all think of me. Watch me come up though. She got her a BMW, a $70,000 job, and a no-show job, and she would date. Yes, she. I'm about my queens, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get where I gotta get. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you do. And to me, I respect that. I like the fact that she is unapologetically uninterested.
She's very intentional. Very intentional.
No, she's Suge Knight.
But so for me, it'll be crazy for me to expect something or really want something. My thing is get these people out, and these people that protect them, they got to get out the way. That's my thing. But in the meantime, oh man, the jokes is coming fast and furious. Because when she said she was listening to Tupac and she was in school before Tupac was even making music, I thought that was hilarious. you know how much gall you gotta have to lie to people about something they could Google?
Yes, Aurora should have told you better.
I say, you know how brazen you gotta be in your lies to be like, I'm just gonna say it.
But Dr. Smith, what was crazy?
Happen, but I'm gonna get on the Breakfast Club and say I did this.
But the brainwash was so crazy. Anybody else, Black Twitter would have exploded and be like, now it did. They were comments. But any other person that would have lied
Trump
like
said that, right? Trump said he listened to Pac in 1970s.
Cats would have exploded to the point where she would have had to have a retractment and be like, what I meant was. But we let her slide. Like we let her slide.
We both been in that situation. You come home at 3:00, she starts asking questions. Within 5 minutes, she's crying and apologizing. How did it happen, Mike? It's called good game.
That Jedi mind trick.
And Kamala knew it don't matter what I say. It don't matter if they catch me. Oh, he caught me.
Dog.
Like you caught. You're gonna be like, let me talk to him. Can I talk to my lady? Can I talk to my lady though? Okay, I'm caught. Right. Whatever. Can I go? Can we talk? Are we in a relationship or is your cousin in a relationship with us? Because last time we were in a relationship, right? Within 5 minutes, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what Kamala was probably thinking. Kamala was on the Breakfast Club like this. Oh, y'all caught me. Oh, that's when Tupac's album was out. Can I talk to my voters? Can I step for y'all one time? Good game.
Or because there are two types of games. There are two types of games that you can pull. Or you can Donald Trump it and they be like, you were out late and I think you were doing this, and you go, yup.
Donald Trump bring the girl home with him, be like, get back in the room.
Right.
Where do we go from here?
Where you want to go with this? Where you want to take this? Like, you know what it is. Like, where you want to go? Like, this is what it is. Like either way, it's still game. The ironic thing is that and I love the Breakfast Club. Like, everybody knows me and Jay Black got super love for Envy. The irony is that Charlamagne, Mr. Hip Hop, was sitting next to her when she said it.
He did no fact checking his brain
and never said.
He'd have been like,
hold up.
Wait a second.
So when he was talking to Little Mama.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
He went all in.
We got all the facts. We got all the facts.
The gear started rolling.
Yes.
Like, another thing, right?
Yes.
And I'm just bringing it up. I have nothing but love for them. I appreciate.
Kamala didn't get the Little Mama treatment,
but Kamala didn't get they did. She didn't even get the Birdman treatment. Like she
Is we finish or is we done? That's what Kamala would have said. Kamala,
all right, y'all.
Why you got a radio guy?
If we finish this, we done.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta do this thing. So we're done for today. Thank you, Dr. Smith. We'll be back at it again. We'll be back at it again Monday morning.
Yes.
Michael Shawn, Jay Black, Dr. Smith, Sexy Mo, Shawnee Scott. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that and understand. Yeah, because
I felt like an abrupt. Yeah, I know, but it felt like abrupt. It's like, whoa, he was just bam, now we out. All right, love me for who I am, not who you want me to be. Out the deuces.
What else you want to do, Suge? What else you want to do? We done had a full, incredible show.
Yes.
No, you good. You good.
You know what, the producer? All coming on your outro.
That
all tried it. Hold up, Dr. Smith. On Instagram, right?
Oh,
so
God. I should have let you.
I know, you should have let me. That's what your ass get. Hold on. Let me read this. So it's dude's birthday. He don't like his birthday, right? And I got to get out of here. So listen. So I put a picture up of me and Jay, right? And because I'm like, you know what? Let's explain to people our friendship, right? You listening, Dr. Smith?
Yeah.
Okay. I put a happy birthday to my brother, Jay Black. Our quote that we live by is pick a team, which means you either with me or against me. We picked our team over 20 years ago. Through real good times and really bad times, we've never wavered in our friendship. Whenever I was effing up, he told me I was effing up, and he only told me. He stood by me at my worst and celebrated with me at our best. Solid is an understatement to describe my homie and brother. Happy damn birthday, Jay Black, Takeover Legends for Life. Okay? That's what I put.
I felt that.
Felt that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You put the picture of
you know what his response was?
I know where you from, though, Jay. So I already know where we're going with this. So I'm halfway with you, Jay.
His response was, "Wow, much appreciated." That's all.
I don't know, Mike. I thought
he come from a city that got angles. He come from a city of angles.
I thought the wow was gonna be it. When you said much appreciated, I thought that sorry conversation must have got to Jay. Jay opened it up a little bit over here. He thought much appreciated on you, Mike.
I'm just playing. I already know that. I already know that many words from Jay Black is like a damn paragraph. So I'm just playing.
Mike, I worked in Jay Black's high school, and I remember Jay when I first started working the station, and you saw me around your way. And you was like, yo, what you doing out here? I was like, I'll be out here. Remember one time I was in the rental cars or something? But we really didn't know each other like that. It was at the station. One day Jay saw me around his neighborhood, and he was like real shocked to see somebody from the station. And I was like, nah, I'm from the neighborhood, and I'll be at the station, just like you. And I worked at King for a while. So I know that Jay comes from an environment where all that Hallmark car stuff, love will get you killed, man. You know what I mean? Love will get you killed, Mike. You don't want people to say sorry and do all this, on the gram and on the nah, man. Come on, man.
Thank you for breaking down
the reason. Just a couple times, and we know that it's love, man. Come on, man. He said much appreciated, Mike.
For those who don't know Jay Black, thank you for breaking it down, Doc.
Thank y'all for having me on the show. Much appreciated.
All right, y'all, I gotta go. Love me for who I am, not what I want in a return on an Instagram post. It's Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends. We'll see you Monday morning, 6 a.m. Yeah.
Michael Shawn and the Takeover Legends, where nothing's off limits. Free Agent Radio.